And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Don't read them. And if you don't like my politics, don't buy my book. Don't read them. Girls read comics. Girls have always read comics. Problem solved. White boys, comic book reader. Don't buy my book. Don't buy my book. I literally can't even think. We can have a little conference on that. Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? Don't read them. What comic books are you reading? What comic books are you reading? Would you please get your politics out of my comic books? Don't read them. What comic books are you reading? What comic books are you reading? Comic book reader. Comic book reader. May I curse? White boys, don't read them.
I have an important message for you. You did it. I'm super proud of you. Yay! You did it! Yay!
There is nothing inherently masculine of heroism. There's nothing inherently masculine of heroism. Girls read comics. Girls have always read comics. Problem solved. Magic!
Yay! Yay! You did it! Yay! Indisputable truth.
So don't.
New from All Caps Comics, Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell. The victim of a genocidal massacre has somehow returned from the dead and is carving a path of death across the heart of America. Driven by the echoes of silent screams, this is the story of a man once known as Black Dog, the one now forever known as the Snowman. Snowman, A Cold Day in Hell, back in today, only on Indiegogo.
I just spilled soda all over my desk. I was like, oh my God, let me get a towel. Let me get in front of the camera again as soon as I can. Perfect timing. I saw like Cyberfrog in front of like infected Philadelphia. And I was like, I've got about 4 seconds to mop up this spill and get back in front of the camera. Welcome to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. Hardest working man on social media. King of all social media. Ethan Van Sciver here, your friend. Welcome. Oh, I got a new light here. You got to see this. I added another lamp here to match this one there. Now I've got light coming in from both sides so that my page, when I draw, is just illuminated. No more shadows. World's most charming, disarming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Star Wars fan. Trusted. Great big Gina Carano fan. Trusted member of the media. Still, you guys still trust me? You got to trust me. Welcome. It's great to have you guys in the chat. Let me take a look and see what you guys are saying here. They're saying, Pylord, when will you start being active on Parler? You know, is Parler back up? Is it working? I had a Parler account like 3 days before they took Parler down. I felt victimized, further underlining my status as the real victim here. I had a Parler account. It was going pretty well. I asked you guys to sign up, and then crazy social justice warriors came in and basically forced Parler to shut down. That's what they do. That's what they're trying to do here. That's what they're trying to do to this YouTube channel. I woke up this morning not certain if my YouTube channel would still be here. That is the unsteadiness of the ground that we stand on, you and I. My goodness, our platform could be, it's like right now, this platform is like, oh my God, we're like poor starving polar bears and the ice caps are melting underneath us. Soon we'll be in the icy cold water, but I'll be there with you. And actually we'll be, we'll go. I don't know if you know this yet, but I have an Odyssey account that I set up. I've also got a BitChute called the Fandom Menace because I was hiding it. I didn't want it to be like, hey, this is Ethan's BitChute account. It was just a place to store videos, possibly, maybe. So I've got that as well. Please join me over on Odyssey. It's Comic Artist Pro Secrets with no spaces in between, just crammed together like that. And you will be welcome there. Everybody's kind of coming over. I think last I looked, I had 500 subscribers. Are they called subscribers on Odyssey? I don't really even know, but it's pretty good. I'm learning to use Odyssey. They use some kind of crypto tip. I'm like, oh my gosh, if my YouTube vanishes, I'm going to have to make up that income. I'm not a bum. I will always get what's entitled to me. Money is, I don't chase money. Money chases me. That's one of the things that these bitches who are trying to deplatform me need to understand. No matter where I go, it's going to shake things up. And I'm just going to get bigger, and not bigger that too, but I mean, just bigger, my presence will become bigger and more exciting. All right, let me see here. We got a couple of super chats. Wow. Let's see. Angry Baneling says, oh, hold on a second. Let me take this down real quick. Hi, Zedek. That's great to see you. Angry Baneling says, oh, hi there, Pie Man. Thanks for streaming. I didn't want to sleep anyway. Sleep is overrated. Have you finished watching the new Justice League yet? The answer to that is yes. I have finished watching the new Justice League. Do you want me to expound upon that? I watched 20 minutes of it and stopped. I've finished watching it. I'm done watching it. In other words, I'm not going to complete the movie. I don't have time. I'd much rather be watching almost anything else. If I'm going to sit down and watch a movie and stop working for a minute, I would rather it be almost anything else than a superhero movie. And I know that shocks people. They're like, aren't you a fan of superheroes? No, I'm a fan of comic books. I like comic books. I like the art. I like the drawings of comic books. I like the characters too, of course. I just don't want to see a celebrity pretending to be, an actor pretending to be that superhero character. They exist fully realized and far more beautiful in my skull than could ever be put on the screen. And usually what's on the screen nowadays is so cynical and hateful and dark. And, these are not traits that, I share in common. I'm anything but cynical. I am a human sunbeam, not dark at all. So I can't watch these movies. If I'm going to watch a superhero movie, I will watch Christopher Reeve as Superman. That is an ideal to aspire to. If you could be as charming, elegant, eloquent, I like Pink very much, Lois, and yet humble as Christopher Reeve's Superman, you're a real superhero, even if you don't have powers. Wyatt Eternal Armor on Indiegogo, thanks for joining this channel. We'll see how long your membership lasts. Again, any minute now, guys, this channel could go kabloom, and disappear. We are being mass flagged nonstop, mass flagging campaign. I am being surrounded by by primitives howling and screaming, hoping to take my scalp. But again, it's like my scalp is not that desirable. Well, I mean, I guess it is theoretically. I mean, literally, it isn't. It isn't that desirable. Let me see. Mr. Dong says Parler got shut down in a week. Dumb. Wasn't it on there longer? Wait, Parler got shut down in a week. Dumb. Mr. Dongs, wasn't Parler on there for longer than a week? Because people were saying, when are you getting a Parler account to me for like 4 months? And I was like, never. I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, let me see what everybody else is saying here. Let me see if I can find somebody who's not calling me a dummy. No. Here we go. I want those goggles. They're mine. Christopher Reeve. Yes, Christopher Reeve. People are flagging me hard. Bob Bug with one eye is king is flagging hard. Could you please stop betraying me, Bob? I would give anything to just have one member of my channel not try to destroy it. I would appreciate it. One person who was a subscriber here who would choose to not constantly mass flag this channel and try to take it under. I'm hoping that'll be you, Bob, one day. Wyatt says, I'm not really a new member, but that credit card expired. I didn't notice. LOL, thank you. Oh, okay, great. Well, welcome back. I'm certainly grateful for you. North 3 says, EVS, you grifting for super chats, saying you may be gone soon. Here then. No. I don't even know. What if they take my channel down? Andrea was like, you made a lot of super chats. Like, I mean, in the past week, you can see what super chats I earned, by the way. Some people are like cagey about this and stuff. And it's because their main purpose is to make super chats and they try to hide it. I really, really like getting super chats. I appreciate it. Like, it's cool. But I let you know, that's a nice thing. It's kind of how we pay our bills around here. So there is a website that you could see. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can share it with you guys. There's a website that I forgot to open another window before I clicked the link. Sorry about that. Yeah, I saw it happening in slow motion. Oh no, why? All right, hold on a second. Let me show you this. Here is a screen share. You can go to this website if you want to, and you can see it's called playboard.co.n. I don't know what. Playboard? And you can look up any YouTuber and you can see their super chats, right? So if you're curious and you're like, hey, I want to add up. Now, YouTube takes 30%. It's a bloody murder. 30%. Yeah, they do. But they take 1/3 of your super chat, so more than 30%. So this isn't exactly, this is before they take their 30%. But you can see, look at my last 3 live streams. And so Andrea saw that money and she's just like, we get to keep that, right? If they take your channel down. I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea. Who knows? I hope so. I think so. But, who knows? Things happen. They could totally kick our asses. Nathaniel Larson says, cans Wheeze get a Venom's Cecil. You guys want to talk about my poor timing? Probably not. We shouldn't do that. Angry Benneling says, why don't you have a Streamlabs account yet, EVS? I don't know. I should probably get one. Everybody's saying EVS is canceled. Let's see. Daniel Stout is calling me a nerd. Master Eden joined the channel. Thank you for joining the channel. Et cetera, et cetera. All right. I know I'm a boomer. I got it. I'm not a boomer. I'm a Gen Xer. You guys call Gen Xers boomers. Boomer doesn't even mean baby boomer. It just kind of means dummy on the internet. It means old dummy on the internet. So I guess I do qualify. Bruce Queen says, are you going to make more drawing tutorials? I would actually like to. I was thinking about that last week. I was like, maybe we're going to turn this channel into more comic book oriented material. I would like to review some more comics, talk about, the stuff that I've done in the past and maybe make instructional videos. I thought about doing a series where I repaired the panels that I didn't like from old DC books. Like, imagine Charlie's London says, I'm never mean to anyone, you idiot. All right. Thanks, Charlie's. Imagine if I went through my old work and I said, I'm really, this panel was a rushed panel. I really don't like it. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to redraw it. And then I thought, you're an idiot because you don't have time to do that because you have to work on, Wrecked Planet. You have to work on Rainbow the Brute. There's no time to really draw extra things. All of my drawing energy needs to go into books that you guys have already pre-ordered and they need to come your way. So do I do videos that I say, here's what I'm going to draw. And it's for Wrecked Planet or it's for Salamandroid or something like that. And then just invite you guys into my thought process while I draw it. Is that boring? I mean, I feel like nobody wants to watch that content. So I'm thinking about all this stuff and I'm thinking maybe I should do it and get back to my roots a little bit. And then this happens. Okay. And then Raylo comes after this channel. Lucasfilm hires, allegedly, according to a digital paper trail being uncovered by a couple of beloved YouTubers, namely Data Racer 117 and the Quartering. Now, the Quartering's cool now. I thank the Quartering for this, even though we've had some beef lately. I guess I didn't know I had beef with the Quartering. I didn't know I had beef with the Quarter Pounder, but he says that we do have beef and it's overblown. And since when? I didn't know that, but I guess we did. And so, the beef is squashed because, he got involved with figuring out who these weirdos at Ripley revisiting Ripley. What is it? Rewriting or revisiting Ripley? Two crazy mentally ill Raylos have organized at somebody's behest, because certain Lucasfilm executives are following their accounts, their social media accounts, and watching all this go down, have organized to mass flag this channel. Now, about 2 months ago, a bunch of Raylos. What are Raylos? Raylos are weird Star Wars fans that fantasize about Adam Driver's character and Rey. So you've got Kylo Ren and Rey Skywalker. Fucking. Well, that's what they do. They're women and very feminine men. And they get together and they fantasize about how Rey, who, is supposed to be a good girl, good guy, good girl, and Kylo Ren, who was a mass murderer, should get together and make babies, or at least have sex or be romantic. It's Twilight. Isn't it cute? He's a bad guy. She's supposed to be a good girl. This guy's a killer, and she's an innocent junk collector. And they should get together. It should be romantic. It's so sexy when fascist killers, mass murderers come your way. They shine and their eyes light up in a certain way. What can I tell you? That's what Raylos are. They're into the fanfic. They do artwork. They're shippers. They're shipping these two. Shipping is short for relationship, and it's a super gay fad on the internet. There are others. There's something called Storm Pilot. Storm Pilot people, I think, are too embarrassed to actually make themselves known and become some kind of socio-political Star Wars threat on the internet. Storm Pilot is, hey, what if Poe and Finn were gay lovers? And I'm like, weren't they? But they do gay pornography versions of Finn and Poe. I'm sure what's his name, John Boyega is thrilled to see that. He just strikes me as the type of person who's thrilled to see this stuff on the internet. Anyway, so a couple of crazy Raylos have mobilized other Raylos. We're talking about women without husbands. If this were 1957, we would be accusing them of being witches, I think, or communists, or who knows what. Women who need husbands, frankly. Crazy cat ladies who have nothing else to do but try to deplatform people who criticize the Star Wars movies, Disney Star Wars movies, of which I am one. That's part of what I do. I think I do it fairly effectively. And they announced that they wanted to get rid of me. They want to get rid of Ichibaka. Evidently, they want to get rid of Geeks and Gamers. That's right, spinstresses. Spinstresses. Dead eggers is another term that came out. Yeah. Oh, wait, what is this? The super chat. I ship EVS and Pi. Pi VS, I call it. That sounds nice. Raylos give cat ladies a bad name. So do I. I give them bad names often on this channel, and that's part of the problem, I think. That's part of what's gotten me into some trouble. So anyway, they are mass flagging this channel and inspiring other people to mass flag this channel, and they could be successful. I don't know. Their first attempt, again, they clipped one of my jokes out of context. It's a joke I'm never going to apologize for. Some people are like, when are you going to apologize for that? Fucking never. I thought the joke that I made was apropos, even though people go, it was poorly timed. When is it okay For a beloved movie director to show up and accuse my friends at Geeks and Gamers of being responsible for, in some capacity, the mass murder of Asian people because they're criticizing Star Wars with their goofy videos. When is that well-timed? I mean, at that point, if that's where we are in joking territory, dark jokes. They better be jokes. They better be jokes at that point. I will never apologize for that. Just tack that onto my list of accomplishments. That's how I feel. That is how I feel about the whole thing. I think it's ridiculous. Shame on you. And also fuck you. Fuck you. And et cetera, et cetera. That's the way it is. You're not going to get any apologies out of me. I do, even when I'm joking, even when I'm joking, I gotta stand by that and just be like, fuck you. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why that was appropriate to you. I will not allow my friends. I guess I'm not sure if they're still my friends. I have to watch this Steven video here that's in the title. But I will not allow them to be slandered baselessly like that. That is an outrage. That is war. That is culture war right there. And look, we're not going to tiptoe around these people. At least I'm not. Never. I'm coming in like a wrecking ball, naked. Like, probably not naked. I came in like a wrecking ball, naked, crashing through these bitches. I gotta do it. It's what you pay me these super chats for, right, Sarah? Kylo Ren isn't Leia and Han's real child. Jason, Jaina, and Anakin, the second are, period. Why not go and use that material? Why not? It's something. Yeah, let's see. Is Young Rippa here? Oh, hello, Young Rippa. Great to see you again. Yeah. What did he say? I never get to see. I just hear people reacting to him. I never get to see what Young Rippa says until I scroll back and go, where is he? Where is Young Rippa? Here's a super chat here. Are you too busy for commissions? Yes. I'm sorry. You're way too busy. I need one of Marvel, the first victim of SJW Marvel cancel culture. They will never bring it back now. A couple of things. I will never, ever, ever again make this announcement. I know that people say never, but fucking say never. I will never, ever, ever again draw those corporate characters as long as I live. Not for fans who I love. And it's no offense because I love you guys and I want to give you what you want, but I am not spending any energy, even by drawing them as a commission for somebody. I am promoting their characters and thus their agenda in some way. So I will never, ever, ever draw them again, even though what you want is well taken. And I agree with you. If I ever do commissions again, they will be of my own characters or other indie Comicsgate style characters. I'd be happy to do that once my schedule frees up, which I hope it never does. Terror, thank you for $20. EVS is not currently employed by the Fandom Menace, and there are no plans for him to be in the future. Nevertheless, comments denigrating people based on their Raylo identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. Now, hold on a second. Let me read this again. Nevertheless, comments denigrating people based on their Raylo identities are abhorrent. You would call that abhorrent? You call saying, you're a Raylo? That's abhorrent to you? I don't know what to say. I guess you might be overstating it. It might be rude. But I don't think it's abhorrent. Abhorrent would be accusing people, critics, your critics, of mass genocide for their criticism. I would call that abhorrent. I would call laughing at Raylos because of their identities, Raylo identities. I would call that pretty funny, actually. All right, let me see. I didn't see Young Rippa. I feel bad about that, but I did stumble across a couple of super chats. Rippa, you are always welcome on the show. I really appreciate it. Let me see here. Synthtrack says Kylo Ren is the only new character I liked in the new Star Wars. Does that make me soy? No. I'm trying to think if there's another one that's even remotely likable. I kind of like Finn. I thought Finn was okay in the first movie. I really thought that J.J. Abrams had a character with a lot of potential, limitless potential that was completely squandered. He was turned into a clown. The idea of a stormtrooper having pangs of conscience and betraying, the First Order. I want to say the Empire. First Order. is great. I mean, that is really cool. You can do a lot with that. And what did they do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They made him a clown. So that is, that is silliness. All right. Oh, that was sarcasm? Was oh, I'm so dumb. That was the guys. Hold on a second. Let me read this again. I'm so sorry. I honestly thought this was somebody who was trying to take the piss out of me. Ethan is not currently employed by the Fandom Menace, and there are no plans for him to be in the future. Nevertheless, comments denigrating people based on their Raylo identities are abhorrent and unacceptable. That was sarcasm. Okay, understand. I've been dealing with people who are nuts, literally nuts, and saying things like that all day long. I appreciate it. Sometimes I'm the person who has to point out to others that like this is a parody account. Like there's one particular parody account on Twitter who is really, really good. Like he's almost believable, but then takes it one step too far. And so people respond to him all the time and go, shut the fuck up. And I go, no. He's a very, very good parody account. It's subtle, but he is hilarious. All right, good. That makes sense to me. Thank you for the super chat. All right. Where are we here? Employed. I know the Fandom Menace is not an employer. It's just how you feel. You're just aligned with them in some way. Doc Bear says, EVS, will you consider making some all caps cell phone cases? I want a Salem Android one for my iPhone 12. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but the problem is they keep updating phones so quickly that I would make stock for something like the iPhone 12 case, and then the iPhone 13 would come out, rendering my stock of cases obsolete. You have to have inside knowledge of what the phone is the dimensions of the phone in order to actually make money at that. But yeah, I would like to, I would like to make phone cases because I'd like one myself for me. Let me see. Mexican Iron Man. Hello. He says, Uncle Ethan, Uncle EVS, as a child, you gave me my first Green Lantern. As an adult, you gave me Comicsgate, and the only comic joy I've had since age 12. You are most important warrior, and I'm a proud channel member. Without respect, we reject. Welcome, Mexican Iron Man. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's kind. Sarah Jacobs says, is Raylo better or worse than Kylo Hux? I call them cucks. They're all weird. They're just all weird. I do not understand them. I know that they came from a time when weirdos in the 1970s were having slimy fantasies about Captain Kirk and Spock having some gay relationship. I got it. That's where shipping came from. It went mainstream in the 80s. Remember Moonlighting? Everybody wanted David and Maddie to bang. But I mean, they could have banged. It looked like that was the direction the show was going in. And then, of course, in the 90s, X-Files. Everybody wanted David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson to have sex, their characters. And spoiler alert, well, there was a little bit of a payoff there towards the end of the show when it no longer mattered. But that made sense. That was like these two have such sexual chemistry and they're both on the same side of the law. Like one isn't a massively evil monster. They're both, attractive. They both seem to work well together. Why aren't they married? They should at least have sex. That made sense. That was shipping. And then it just got weird. Then it was like Sonic the Hedgehog should fuck Pikachu. Yeah, this is Sonic Chew. Pika Kick. I don't know. Pika Nick. I'm in a Pika Nick shipping club. I want Pikachu and Sonic the Hedgehog to have a sexual relationship. Judikin says, Hail EVS, got my all caps beanie this week. I wear it with pride and it looks dope too. All right. Yeah, we got to put those up today. Got to get Andrea to do that. She just came down and she was like, oh my gosh. She's like, business is booming. I guess so. People say controversy creates cash, and that's certainly not the reason why I do or say anything here. All I do here is I try to sell my comics. But it certainly is true. Thank you, Weirdo Raylos. It's pretty nice of you. CS says, never apologize, my friend. Well, I think I know better than that at this point. I don't have it in me. I'm not sorry for anything. Not a thing. Get over it, says Andrea. This is for the bigger groceries bill when Ethan becomes bigger and more powerful. LOL. Oh, thanks. All right, so Chris Chan. Wait, does Chris Chan do that? Was that his whole thing, Pikachu and Sonic? I thought I just made that up. Is that real? Is that real? People tell me about Chris Chan, and I've seen some of his like crayon drawings, like he does Sonic the Hedgehog stuff, and it's weird. Did he actually do Pikachu and Sonic? Chris Ward says, EVS, please make more videos of you drawing. It's inspiring, and it's one of my favorite ways to continue to learn drawing. Okay, so I will. All right. I won't worry that it's boring. Some people will watch it, some people won't, and that's just the way it is. Oh, he did do it. Sonichu. I like Picanic better. Picanic. Picanic is funnier. John Smith, thanks for $20. Was your live stream about Zack Snyder and Geeks and Gamers taken down? I can't find it. Yes. So anyway, so these crazy Raylos mass flagged my channel. And by the way, what's funny about it is they're now accusing me of taking it down to hide it when just yesterday they were bragging about this. It's the weirdest thing. So yeah, they mass flagged that video in the hopes that YouTube would take my whole channel down, which happens occasionally, right? It's a weird thing. Like if I were here nonstop spewing hate, like they allege that I do, and you guys know that I don't. You guys know what this channel is. Then maybe YouTube would go, "Holy, let's take a deep dive into these videos, and let's take his whole channel down. Like all he's doing is, calling for, mass genocide or something like that. We got to remove this guy." That's not what this channel is. Everybody knows that. That's not what I do. But that one video has been passed around. So just a clip of it, a tiny clip of it out of context, has been, run around the internet so much. And these people were actually asking for it to be removed. Like, I don't know why they would do that. Honestly, it would probably be more effective if you didn't do that. They were probably hoping my whole channel would get struck down. But instead, YouTube played by the rules and just did what they do, which is to say, look, your channel is clean. You've never had a strike. So we're issuing you a warning. We're taking the video down. You can look this up. It's YouTube's community guidelines. Okay. So what they do first is they go, we're taking the video down, and I don't have access to it. Some other people copied it. It's available on BitChute. If you'd like to see it, you can look it up under that title on BitChute and you'll find it. Somebody else has it there. I don't, I never copy my videos. But they take it down and then they issue you a warning. And the warning is there. You only get one warning. And the warning is there for you to take a minute and read the community guidelines, which I have thoroughly. And because I read the community guidelines, I knew this was going to happen. I knew I broke the rules, even though I was being sarcastic and it was a joke. I did, appeal, this warning, but they said, nope, you're going to get this warning. So the warning, you get one warning. And then the next time you do it, they issue you a strike. So because of that, I showed that same clip in the subsequent video talking about it, explaining it. So I took that one down too, because even though it's redundant, I don't know, that it's like the same thing. Maybe I could get a strike for that. Took it down. But the first one they took down, and now they're all on the internet and they're all saying he monetized his hatred and then hid the evidence. Bitches, you did it. I didn't do it. You guys wanted this to happen. You guys were saying, YouTube, please take down this video. Congratulations. It's gone. There's no, all you have, I guess, is the clip that you can pass around forever. You can add that to the list of horrible things that I've said. You can make a whole big, I'm sure it'll be in your Netflix documentary. I understand. This is the life I've chosen. I'm going to show, Zach made a whole video. Zach made a video that was basically kind of like circling the bases a little bit and saying, hey, this is why I don't live stream. Because when you live stream, things like this can happen, and these people will never leave you alone. Thank you, MFA. These people will never leave you alone, and this is going to exist forever. And I guess the difference between me and Zach is that I've already accepted this. I talked to my family about it. Andrea understands. I am, for all intents and purposes, Howard Stern in the late 80s and 90s. I do understand that I am a radio personality, and every now and then I might say something that is going to get me into some hot water. Might happen. Usually it's going to be out of context because I almost never say anything weird. Almost never. You guys have been here. You know that. But it's going to happen every now and then. I will take a beating, and the people that hate me are going to super hate me. And the people that lie about me are going to lie about me even more. And the people who are mad at me are going to be even more super mad at me. And that's just the way it is. And people who watch the show are going to continue to watch the show, most likely. And other people are going to be curious, and they're going to look into what we do here. And after all, since this event happened, I've received almost 1,000 new subscribers, a ton of super chats. Our comics are selling through the roof on eBay. Cyberfrog Wreck Planet earned another $1,500 in backing. All of these books are. People are on our side. And the ones that aren't, the ones that hate us, me, are never going to change. And so there's no reason to sit there and apologize to them. There's no reason to hide from them. Now, the only reason to hide from them is if what they say you are is actually what you are. And that would be a problem if you actually are a white supremacist, and it might come out in what you're saying. And I talk to you guys for hours and hours of the day. So if I actually hold those views, if I actually were what they said I was, you'd know it by now. You would know because you can't hide who you are. You just can't. It's going to come out. So if you are not that person, you can talk all you want. Occasionally, you might slip up. You might say something that you don't mean. You might have to, wheel it back. Never apologize. That just gets you nowhere. We live in a society now where apologies are taken as admissions of guilt. I feel zero guilt. So that's going to happen over the course of our relationship here. I might sometimes disappoint you with some things that I might say. I might sometimes upset you, and I might actually say something that I don't mean. And that might happen. But so fucking what? We're human beings. I am not ever going to hide who I am. As we go on together, you're going to get to know more about me. You're going to get to know more about my family. You're going to get to know more about my life, my past, my future, my present, my ambitions. And that's what it means to be a radio personality or a YouTuber. And I refuse to do this unless I can be who I am. I'm not trying to hide. There's a little bit of a persona when Cecil comes on and I say, Cecil, what are you doing with it? Shut up, Cecil. That's a persona. This isn't, who am I playing off of? This is who I actually am. And so you're going to find out who I am. Some of you might like me, some of you might not. And that's just kind of the way it is. But to hide, to cower, hoping that SJWs stop thinking about you and trying to hurt you. I've chosen this life. I choose it. I select this life. I like it. I'm happy with it. It's perfectly okay. What happened to me in 2017 was wrong. It was evil. I stand by that. Nobody deserves to be treated the way that I'm treated. Nobody deserves it. A dog doesn't deserve to be treated the way I was treated. And my response to that will never be to go away and be quiet, ever. I'm going to be louder, more obnoxious. I will be more present. I will be doing more things, and I will succeed wildly. A cat might, maybe a cat does. My cat does. My cat comes down here. Oh my God. Yeah, the cat that poops on the carpet. I had to throw away that bathroom rug. Just throw it away, and get a new one. They're better. I got these bigger, plusher black carpets for my bathroom, which look nicer and feel better under my feet. When I'm on a backward schedule, I shower. There's a shower. Like, my basement is awesome. It literally is a bomb shelter here. I've taken you around it, but I'll actually take a shower down here, so it feels kind of nice. All right. Let's see here. A lot of super chats. Oh my God. Tree Goblin says, are you happy with that nose? Again, like SJW's persecuting me, I've come to just accept it, realize it, decide to like it, and live with it. So that's a very good analogy and comparison. All right, let me try to read some of these super chats, and then we're going to get to the theme of the show. which is to look at Stephen Walton, who was writing a book, and I think he did write it. I think he was crowdfunding it and writing a book about the fandom menace, which I thought was an ill-advised idea. He wanted me to participate, and I steadfastly said, I don't want to be in the book. I don't have a quote for you. He would ask me for quotations and things. No, I don't want to. Can I use your name? Yeah, I mean, if you're writing about me, there's nothing I can do. If I'm part of your story that you're writing, sure, but I'm not going to participate. And I think other people did, and I didn't know it rubbed them the wrong way. But I don't want to be in some gay Phantom Menace book. I just don't. Sorry, I don't want to. It's a real thing that's happening right now. It's I don't want it to be. I don't trust somebody to write about it because whatever they write, I might not approve of it. I might be embarrassed by it. I'm not going to participate in something that I do not have full creative control over. Why would I? Why would I do that? Scratchpad, and by the way, so he made a video saying, with friends like Ethan Van Sciver, who needs enemies? All right, we'll watch that video. I haven't seen it yet. We'll watch it together. Scratchpad says they don't realize the only consequence of shutting us up would be that they won't know why they keep failing. Yeah, we're trying to help them. We're trying to tell you why you suck. Why won't you listen? Say thank you. Well, I'll say you're welcome. Thanking of EVS week. Hashtag. Brundledan says, hi, Ethan. I felt like monetizing some hatred today, so here's a few bucks. Best hatred ever. Not my... I feel like that umbrella guy. Please... We don't have to monetize hatred. If you like this channel and you're enjoying what I have to say, feel free to throw a couple bucks at me, or if you have a question or something like that, or a statement you want me to read, I will do that. But don't monetize hate. Keaton Smith, even I understand you were joking, but we don't want to monetize SJWs. Keaton Smith says nothing for £1.50. See, he just throws a tip at me. Thank you very much, Keaton Smith. Big supporter of the channel. Jeremy Harder says, if they want to battle, we'll give them an effing war. Let there be pie, Uncle E. Definitely. Yeah, most certainly. Let there be pie. I would love to have like a big pie party. That would be great. Just invite you guys over. We have beers and pies. Ethan says, Jay Hamilton, the only thing you're guilty of is pinocide. Super Comic Fun Time says, I hate the term hate. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah, that's interesting. You're monetizing hate. I again, I don't like SJWs. In fact, I might actually hate SJWs. I think they're monsters. I think they serve absolutely no purpose except to sow discord. I think they are non-productive. I think they're troublemakers. I think the things that they advocate for are garbage ideas that are bad for people. And so I might hate SJWs. I might actually hate them. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, download the stream from StreamYard and repost it to Odyssey as an exclusive. Download the stream. What stream? This stream? Okay. Let's see. Echo Base Network. I'm going to be on this show, I think, tonight. Says, hail EVS, hope to see you on tonight. Also, Doomcock thought you did not like him, but we told him you did and was using his statement of without respect, we reject, and he loved it. Yeah, I like Doomcock, but what I said was, I don't know what the fuck Doomcock's talking about. It's like, because it's like, he's like, I've got word from Lucasfilm that like, Carrie Fisher, never died. And it's like, he's saying some stuff that I'm like, I don't know if I believe what you're saying, Doomcock. Still like him though. He's still fine, and I would be happy to see him tonight if he's there. It'd be fun. North Free says, Nerdrotic and Doomcock recommended people buy Walton's book. Probably regretting it now. Gary at least is a stand-up guy. Well, I mean, everybody supports each other's projects, and I would too, but it doesn't mean I want to help. You know what I mean? Like I think I even did at one point, maybe once, say, here's the Indiegogo. You want to support it, feel free. It has Cyberfrog on the cover. Like, the book has a picture of the Cyberfrog comic on the cover, which I think just represents the rebellion, this is what we can do. And I said, okay, you can do that. But doesn't mean I want to participate. I just don't, I don't know. I don't know if just some random dude is the dude to write the story of what's happening here. I mean, anybody can do it, but I I think it should be me or Zach, frankly, who write about whatever this culture war is. Unfortunately, I can't do that, can't ever do it because I haven't been keeping notes and there's just too much shit. I forget about it. This is going to go away in like a week. It's going to be something else. And this is going to be something that I'm going to remind you about. And you're going to go, oh yeah, that was weird. That was crazy. Yeah, but it's going to get crazier. So whatever happens next week is going to be even weirder than what's happening right now. And that's assuming this channel stays. We still don't know. YouTube, as far as I know, has not made a judgment about whether I am allowed to destroy. I'm allowed to destroy all other Star Wars toys on camera. I'm allowed to treat them roughly with disrespect. I'm allowed to break them, burn them, run them over with my car. I'm allowed to cut them with scissors. All Star Wars toys, except possibly Rose Tico. We're going to find out. We're going to find out YouTube's judgment on that. I will, I will appeal, certainly, but I don't care. I just don't give a shit. We'll move on and we'll do something else. It just isn't important. Again, these people don't understand. People will find me. People will find me wherever I go. I'm on YouTube. I love YouTube. I love my channel. But things that I cannot control, I do not worry about. And no, I'm not going to reel it back in. I feel like my sense of decency and I feel like my standards are better than other people's standards. I feel like this channel is perfectly okay. And the things that I do are perfectly okay. So if it's not, then we will go, and that is fine. Fo Chung says, Snyder. Interesting, with a snake. Yes. I don't know the whole story about that. I don't know. I don't understand what's coming out. What people are saying is that Zack Snyder did say Geeks and Gamers do not put your logo on there, right? And they put their logo on there anyway, which is that's why Zack Snyder came in like, hey, yeah, listen, before we begin, I see that the Geeks and Gamers logo is still there. We talked about that. All right, so like that whole thing, I might have misunderstood that. I don't have the whole thing about what happened there. I don't know what happened, but what I could see is that Zack Snyder didn't seem like he gave permission for the Geeks and Gamers logo to be on that charity. So if that's the case, again, we can avoid all of this by simply not interacting with them. I don't want to hope that any director, anybody, any Hollywood personality likes me. I don't want to do that. I don't want to gamble and put Mark Hamill on this channel. Gamble that he is going to take the opportunity that I give him on my platform to humiliate me in front of my fans and my customers and my followers and subs. Don't want to take that chance, and I don't think anybody should. Don't give SJWs a platform to demean you. That should be the policy going forward, and just assume that everyone in Hollywood is an SJW. Just assume. And you won't go wrong. Lord Fadawad says, thank you, EVS. Walton sounds bitter because you never acknowledge him, no matter how much you shout your name, like your brothers in arms. Yeah, but I don't acknowledge a lot of people. Look, Xantax is here. First time I'm acknowledging him. Is EVS at Echo Base show tonight? Did I hear right? Yes, I will be there tonight. I did promise Echo Base I would be there. And frankly, very brave of them. With the current happening around me, center of the hurricane or tornado, to have me on the show with other fandom menacers. Love you guys. That's very brave. Good for you. And that's the only way to deal with this, by the way, is just to stand up and say, we're not sorry. You guys started it. Knock it off. Moving forward. And just stop trying to make people who hate you. Stop giving money to people who hate you. Stop trying to make people who hate you have or change their mind and like you. Stop it. You're empowering these people. You give them your money, you're empowering them. You work really hard like a puppy dog to win their acceptance and approval. You're empowering them. Stop it. Fuck them. They're wrong. They're not on the right side of things. Simple as that. And if we do that again, we're so much better off. We have to. This is what I wanted to say on the Geeks and Gamers show. I wanted to get on the channel during that live stream and say exactly that. Stop empowering these people with your affection. Stop hoping they'll like you. They don't like you and they never will, because liking you requires bravery on their part. understanding you as people, listening to your point of view, saying, well, maybe they're not exactly Hitler, is scary. It means that other people are going to attack them the way you're attacked all the time. It's easier to join the mob. I've been very upset. I've seen some weird shit because of this. Like, people are talking about me, et cetera, et cetera. Ethan's like a monster. I like all that. That's cool. Call me a monster. But I see some people that I used to know that are like, you can see that like they've joined the mob and it's easier. You know, it's like they know better than that. But it's like it's so much easier and it feels better to hate with the haters. If you can just get a big mob of people who are hating on something together, it makes it feel like hating a person is okay. Here, we hate SJWs because of what they do. And we hate Star Wars under Disney. We hate SJW comics. But I will never, ever sit there and say, this individual, you need to hate them. They are I just won't do that. I will laugh at them. I'll make a song about where their balls went in Kathleen Kennedy's purse. But I'm not here to make any one person's life difficult. I just won't do that. Unless they do it to me egregiously. And then it's on. Paul Gordon Collier, thanks for $20. Corporate nations are enabling these hit squads that target free people for corporate debt. Governments must end these nations within that don't depend on we the people for their power. Corporate nationalism is fascism. Well said, brother. Yes, I love stuff like that. Logic on Life Support says, I found a small channel yesterday, 8,000 subs. It's called Baggage Claim. She has some outstanding vids denouncing wokeness. One about Luke Skywalker, too. I don't know her, but she's worth the watch. I found one today that had like 41,000 subs that was really good, too. And she's like this. She's a beautiful woman who has like red hair. Like she dyed her hair red. It's parted down the middle. Maybe you guys know her. I can't think of what the channel name is offhand. But she was talking about this issue. She was spitting fire. She was great. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, no, the stream that got nuked. You can go into your past broadcasts in StreamYard and download it. Oh, up to 1 week after. Repost it elsewhere if you wanted. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. Thank you, Dark Gift Comics. So it's still on this. I can still. Oh. No, it's not Mecha Random. I know Mecha Random. Vera Dark. There it is. I knew I'd recognize it. Vera Dark is awesome. Go subscribe to her. Yeah, a lot of like Fandom Menace people out there that I don't know, and I'm just discovering them. Middle hair part sounds sus. It sounds like, yeah, girls who part their hair in the middle. It's like the Manson family, but you know, whatever. Things are changing. Old styles are coming back into relevance. All right. I gotta. We'll get the rest of the super chats later. Let's get into this silly video. I'm not going to say it's silly. Maybe it's good. Who knows? I haven't watched any of it. So I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's making a good point, and maybe I should go F myself. If this video convinces me that I should go F myself, I will tell you that it did. Here is Stephen Walton here. With Who Needs Enemies with friends like Ethan Van Sciver, the fall of Caesar. This needs to be said. God, I've fallen so many times. So hard. It's terrible. Comicsgate has been over so many times. I've fallen so many times. All right, here we go.
Fandom Menace from its inception stands for different things for different people. It has come from the backlash against The Last Jedi, Star Trek Discovery, Doctor Who, woke entertainments, woke people, far leftists who have infiltrated our entertainments and used them as platforms to espouse division and propaganda. There are certain traits that exist among those that perpetuate these types of lies, this type of mentality. We've seen it in the media over years. We've seen it since the times of Gamergate. We've seen it through what became Comicsgate and what has become the Fandom Menace. The cultural backlash, the fight itself against extremists.
I agree.
Who try to paint anyone who does not agree with them in a certain light. Alt-right, racist, sexist. Pretty much, we all know the narrative at this point. For those of you that don't know, I am the author of the Fandom Menace Volume 1, currently working on Volume 2, trying to finish that up and get it out to my backers.
Gross, Ethan.
I have documented as much as I can exactly the events that have taken place between the media, people, those that work within the media, actors, producers, writers at entertainments that hate you. Places like Disney Lucasfilm under Kathleen Kennedy, they hate you. Star Trek Discovery under Alex Kurtzman, Star Trek under Kurtzman hates you. Imagine saying that you're fighting racism while being a racist and pointing out trivial differences between us, attaching negative stereotypes to skin tone all across the board. But yet, people at Star Trek Discovery under Alex Kurtzman, they're fighting racism. Imagine saying that you're fighting sexism. And yet we have seen some of the most sexist and racist comments come out of the people that Kathleen Kennedy has hired. Kathleen Kennedy herself. I know these things because I have garnered quotes from the internet, from video, from Twitter and social media, from these people, these hateful ideologues.
I don't want to go faster.
Can't stand the idea.
I'm waiting for the part where he gets to me, but this is a long video. It's 36 minutes long.
All across the world.
2 minutes in.
Have the ability to come together and do things like fund charities. Charities we have seen Geeks and Gamers platform, promote the money that has been gathered to fight human trafficking, to support suicide prevention. And they're not the only ones. There's a lot of people.
Charity doesn't make you a good person. I don't necessarily think that, we should be giving to charity in the hopes, again, that other people will look at us and say we're good people. I just don't think that's the purpose of what we're doing here. Feel free to give charity all the time in your personal life. But I mean, as an organization right now, our goals, to be, to set up charities and give them to charitable organizations and then go look at us, we're good. I don't know. It just seems like it seems like an apology to me. It seems like you're trying to win the favor of people who hate you by proving that you can give to charity too. So what? Anybody can give to charity. Everybody should all the time in their personal lives, but that should not be the objective of the Fandom Menace, in my opinion.
Umbrella community who have gone above and beyond to help support fellow creators, people within the chats, friends that we have made in many of the wonderful channels that we have seen rise over the last several years, all fighting for the right to be heard, the right to have their opinion, their perspective, pro and con. And to me, as the author of the Fandom Menace volumes, that is what I have narrowed down the values of what I believe the cultural backlash known as the Fandom Menace is the right to have an opinion, to express yourself without consistent shame, harassment, doxing, without hate mobs being generated and sent in your direction, fighting against misinformation and propaganda, being supported by a mainstream that does not care about
I thought this was
me.
You know what? For once, it's not about me, and I'm angry. It's like most of the videos I watch are like about me, and they're like, I'm like, can you talk? Like, it doesn't have to be about me. And then this video purports to be about me. I'm interested, and it's not about me. I'm getting impatient. Fast forward. All right, let me do that here. Sorry, guys. All right, 1.5. Can we still understand them? Let's find out.
They only care about pressing.
Much better. Much better.
It has been one of the hardest things for me to do to make this video. Making this video means that I put my friendships at risk. Means that some of the associations that I've made with wonderful people may break because I dare to speak up against someone in our community who did, in its inception, help to build it.
And nobody's done that. You daredevil, you. Nobody in this community has ever spoken out against me or made a video like this. This is revolutionary. My goodness. It's like, this is silly. Everybody makes videos like this denouncing me. This happens every day. All right.
But who has steadily over the last year shown himself not to hold the values that I see this community hold. Rising together, protecting one another, fighting cancel culture, and has instead engaged in cancel culture. Oh yeah, I'm going there today.
Ah!
If you guys remember a few weeks ago on Drunk 3PO's channel, shout out to Drunk 3PO, they were doing a charity to fight human trafficking. And it was on that very night that Kathleen Kennedy and her cohorts released unceremoniously the firing of Gina Carano. I strongly believe that this timing was not coincidental, and that the work that YouTubers within our indie sphere, the charity work that they have been doing, was just simply too much. It was too much. It went against the narrative of the people in Hollywood, those woke idiots.
You're nuts. Kathleen Kennedy doesn't even know these people exist. You know, firing of Gina Carano that was not done, or that information was not released to counter the great work that Fandom Menace is doing for charity. Just silly. The firing of Gina Carano was such a big event that like major media news outlets covered it. Like it was a big, big, big deal. They needed it to happen. They did it a long time ago. They needed to find a reason for it. The reason why it happened was, and the reason why they finally did it was because she tweeted something that they were finally able to say, this is the reason why. People just circle. You understand, you cannot hide from SJWs. They circle you like buzzards, just waiting, just waiting. You can't run your life worried about them. Gina Carano retweeted something completely innocuous saying that the Holocaust happened or was made easier, okay? Like it was made easier for the government because the government used propaganda to turn neighbors on neighbors. And if you can do that, if you can take, your communities and you can turn the people in those communities, because, society is built on these communities, people who know and care about each other. But if you could turn those people against each other and turn them into tattletales who are willing to destroy their neighbor for clout, a pat on the head, then something like the Holocaust could happen again. And we're rapidly approaching that time where people are being instructed because of their beliefs, because of who they are or whatever. I mean, half of the country is being told that the other half of the country isn't even human. And dehumanizing people. Calling it, Republicans, people who voted for Trump are racist, bigot, white supremacists. And by the way, you should punch Nazis. This kind of dehumanizing language leads somewhere not good. And that was all Gina Carano was saying. And that was all they needed to do. They could actually take that quote and say Gina is comparing Republicans to the Jews who died in the Holocaust. By the way, she's fired. She was fired a long time ago. You could see it in Gina's timeline. You could see she's tweeting things that make her aware that, something has happened. She is she's sending out these kind of memes, inspiring memes that people do when they're trying to regulate. I don't even know what it is. I don't know why people do that. I do it to be funny, but mine say, calm down, bitch. Like a picture of beautiful lilacs and a butterfly landing on it. And it says in cursive, calm down, bitch. Like that's what I do. But people have, do things like that, as a way of saying, boy, I wish the world were, I wish people were as kind as, I want them to be. So that's all that was. I had nothing to see. This is silly. Don't overestimate your importance. To think that Lucasfilm is sitting there trying to counter out the small things that we're doing. I do firmly believe that Lucasfilm is sick of all of our shit, but they're not paying that close of attention. They're just identifying the fact that there is this narrative going on YouTube, and YouTubers are communicating a message about Star Wars that is effective, and we need to stop them if we want, to control or to actually make a little bit of money. Star Wars, to get a little bit of money, actually have our films be profitable. I think that they feel like they need to stop criticism right now. They've taken a very, very bad step. But sitting there and trying to match us step for step is not what they're doing. All right, let's look at this.
Again, we deal with a similar situation, this time from Zack Snyder. Now, I supported the Snyder Cut movement in the last several weeks. I have not been a part of it. It has been going on for years. I have many friends that were involved with it. it looked as though that was to be a win for the fans. The fans were going to get something that they wanted, whether some of us wanted it or not. I frankly had no interest in it. I did watch the Snyder Cut, and I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think it was better than the previous version, but that's my opinion. And we're all welcome to have our opinion on that matter. I know some people are very heated about it, especially after Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder comes on, and we've all seen the clip by now, disavows G&G, disavows a company that has helped to put together this charity, and then proceeds to go into what appeared to have been a second point, but I believe was married to the first, speaking out against hate and racism and just all the Hollywood talking points. Some people have criticized Uche Nweri for not asking for clarification immediately. Uche, like many other people on this panel, were more concerned with the charity at hand. And not all the people on this panel are associated with Geeks and Gamers. But some of the people on this panel I know very well. I've spoken with Uche. We're not very close. His political views do kind of piss me off, and I've had to mute my man a couple times because I just can't hear it. It's just cringe to me. But I respect Uche. He's opinionated, like most of us. He gets heated, like a lot of us. But at the end of the day, he's not a bad guy. I do know Lethal Lightning. Lethal Lightning is one of my best friends. I'll stand up with Lethal, hands up, anytime. That's my boy. He was there. He's the one who invited me onto YouTube for the first time. He's the first person to have me on a live stream. I might not have this channel without him. We've been friends ever since, and I stand with him 100%. And he was in an awkward situation along with Ryan, along with Mara, Steph. I don't know Film Gob that well, but I've definitely enjoyed some of his content. I don't know Tyrone Magnus that well. This is a very difficult situation for people in a company to get through. It was about the charity first and foremost. And from what Uche says, right before Zack Snyder came on, they were told that he was going to have to disavow the very company, the very culture, the very group of people who supported this charity, promoted this charity, that Snyder was going to have to disavow it.
Well, honestly, I think some more information has come out about that, and I think you need to back up. It sounded to me like, again, what Zack Snyder was saying was, we had an agreement that Geeks and Gamers would not be a part of this. So, Geeks and Gamers attaching themselves to the charity and promoting it isn't something they had permission to do. And if that's the case, that's even more embarrassing than what Zack Snyder did. And I don't know if that's true, but it sounds like that's what he was saying, and we'll hear it, and you guys can decide for yourself.
I don't have much respect for Zack Snyder at this point in time. Imagine the difficulty of that situation. Imagine having to put the charity first, your company second. Not just your company, but your pride. A lot of us in the fandom industry, we've been fighting for this thing against woke entertainments for years, under labels, duress, people trying to destroy our financial viability, our reputations. That's a lot. You don't forget who you are in that moment. You don't forget who you are. If anything, I have pride in my friends that were able to be diplomatic in this situation.
Living in a fantasy world,
fly off the handle. To be professionals. These are my friends. These are people that I respect. People that I've known for years. Mara, I've known her for years now. Ryan, known him for years now. Of course, my boy Lethal. These are not just people that I see on the internet. These are not just YouTubers that I've been following. These are people I know, have conversations with, have history with, highs and lows. When it comes to Jeremy Griggs, I've spoken to him a couple times. He helped lift me up once, a while back. Helped me to get my book up off the ground, get the funding I needed to survive and get this book out. Patted me on the head and sent me on my way. I don't really know him like that, but I know what I've seen and what I've been inspired by since I was watching him on World Class with Jeff Hicks. I respect Jeff Hicks. Respect a lot of the first people who started the Fandom Menace. Done a lot of mental gymnastics, social politics, dodging and weaving, trying to keep my name out of the muck. Haven't always been successful. Been sabotaged by a few out there. Had my reputation.
10 minutes into the video.
Hell, maybe once or twice I've added to those situations. But you know what? I just don't kneel. Just don't kneel to false narratives. So in this video, I'm speaking on my behalf, my perspective. I am your Fandom Menace historian. I'm writing these books. I'm watching the events, the behaviors of people involved in both the media and those around me, some of whom I've been good enough to speak with. In some cases, call friends. I know these people. They are not alt-right. They are not racist. They are not sexist. We're all fallible. And as much as we have been fighting against cancel culture, people like misinformation, like the rap put out about my friends. Some of them are my friends. The blatant misinformation and propaganda that is put out that we have had to fight, the hate mobs, the cancel culture that we have had to stand up against. I just don't kneel to false narratives. There's one person in particular in our collective, our umbrella fandom, that has been engaging in this for a very long time. Constantly loves to stir up shit. Constant. It's constant.
Nonstop.
So I'm in a live stream because I lurk a little bit here and there. I need to. I'm your historian. I got to know what's going on. I lurk from time to time in different chats and different live streams. Seen this person not too long ago supporting a group of people who were tirelessly defaming and harassing people that I know and really like Jesse Milestone, Jeff Hicks. Supposed to be a friend to this guy. Who am I talking about? Let's get into it. Imagine being a person that is so full of themselves, that needs the attention so much, that that goes out and causes trouble, that supports groups who will meme, harass, use cancel culture, build a group up and then abandon them when they don't support him anymore, but has no problem whatsoever continuing to do so in the cut. A lot of people don't call this guy out because I think they're scared of him, or they're afraid of what he can be brought. Because let's face it, of all the people attached to the fandom menace, there is only one that consistently drives mobs of people, fanatical viewers, at his targets. I mean, we all talk shit, yeah. We all stand up for ourselves. Mm-hmm. We all refuse to kneel. But there's only one of us. I don't even consider him of us. I don't consider him one of me. I've had to write books about this guy. I've had to write about this guy in the Fandom Menace Volume 1 and praise him. And right now, as it stands in Volume 2, pretty much done the same. I'm not looking for
Part 2, The Fall of Caesar. Fandom Menace Part 2. This man drives hate mobs against people. The Fall of Caesar.
Forward to writing about the fall of Caesar. This isn't just
yes, I knew it.
That is based on me not liking
Call it the fall of Caesar.
These are based on actions.
Shit.
Because actions speak louder than words. The ego of this guy says that if he doesn't get involved in the drama that's going on, well, he has every right to start his own live stream. Snipe the other live stream that he wasn't allowed on while he's stomping his feet like a child. Generate a hate mob while he's talking shit.
I have a YouTube channel. I do have the right to stream against anyone, and stream sniping is part of what YouTube is. If I have something I need to say, I'm going to say it. You know, I'm sorry. I'm going to control the narrative of this channel. He's talking about the Geeks and Gamers, like a stream that followed up the moment with Zack Snyder. I said, let me on here. I need to reorient you guys. You guys are making a meme of yourself. And they wouldn't let me on. So I had to speak on my own channel.
On his friends. And then send that hate mob over to the other channel to disrupt it, to demand that he be allowed on, to shame the people that are already dealing with a tough situation, already dealing with this complicated situation.
Well, let me counter that with I didn't ask anybody to do shit. People wanted me on the show. Jeremy didn't want me on the show for some reason. I don't know why. He said, my boys are here. He said, my boys are here in the back, so I can't get to you, which is very strange because, ordinarily it wouldn't be a problem. I would be on the show. And what I wanted to say was, we got to learn from this, not to invite situations where we are asking for head pats from Hollywood celebrities who have no incentive to give us those head pats. And it's a hard lesson to learn, but it needed to be learned. I hope it was learned. And I said, we need to stand up for ourselves and believe in what we are saying. If we don't believe in what we're saying, that's fine. I need to know who actually believes in what we're saying here. Some people might just want to be YouTubers and just might want to, make videos about that sound like they're mouthing the platitudes, of Comicsgate or the Fandom Menace. Do it. I don't care. But behaving, making alterations in your behavior, it's like if it hurts too badly to know that somebody like Zack Snyder thinks you're scum, you don't belong here. You don't have the spine to do this. You're going to get hurt even worse. That's all I wanted to say. But since I couldn't say it on his channel to them, I had to say it on my own channel. People stream snipe me all the time. They're welcome to do that. I didn't think that anyone would take that so personally. And by the way, everybody in the chat, on their chat, was saying EVS, 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 because they liked what I was saying. People were watching both streams at the same time, or they were saying put EVS on, and I was saying I'm not going over there. I'm going to be saying what I need to say here. This is an event that happened just now, and I will tell you what I think here and now. All right.
Professionals. What does this man do? Well, they didn't let him on the live stream, so he needed to let them know how he felt.
I'm watching the Geeks and Gamers stream right now. Evidently, we haven't learned our lessons about this. We haven't learned anything about the way we will be treated as fans.
The way we will be treated as fans. Okay, so let's set it up with shaming other people, your friends. Let's set that up and shame them. Then demand.
I have to. I have to. The rest of the internet is going to do it too. I have to. I was incredibly annoyed by what I saw. It was embarrassing. It was extremely embarrassing.
He be the moral authority here. Let's watch the moral authority here.
I want to get on Geeks and Gamers. I want to be on this live stream to straighten people out because I said, Jeremy, give me the link.
Yeah, right. He needs to be on the live stream. He needs his voice heard. He needs to be up in the drama. He needs to get involved in a situation that does not involve him because he needs that attention. He is the moral authority, right? EVS is the moral authority here.
Yes.
Doesn't matter what you think, how you feel. If you don't bow to the echo chamber, you're going to get shamed and harassed. And the hate mob is going to come for you.
The hate mob. Because they're like, you guys are shell-shocked right now, and you need to be reoriented. Oh, it makes me so mad. I'm so angry for my friends.
His friends. If this is how you treat your friends, that's a friend I don't need. That's a frenemy. Y'all know them frenemies out there. Come on now. We all know them fake-ass people that get involved in our lives just to facilitate drama, just to create drama, to be involved when drama happens.
Now, this guy, Uche, he's the guy who arranged the interview here. He's the one who spoke on the phone with his people and got Zack Snyder to be a part of the show. I don't know who he is.
Doesn't know who he is. This is your friend's company. You don't even know who this guy is.
I don't know who Uche is. No, I don't know who he is. Yeah, this is the first time I've seen him. Later, I put it together that Jeremy was saying, I'm starting a sports channel. I've got an NFL superstar who's going to be on it. I didn't know that was Uche. I've never heard of him before. But it's clear that this was Uche's doing. I mean, Geeks and Gamers couldn't on their own get Zack Snyder to be a part of the charity, I guess. But, Zack Snyder might respond to somebody who's got NFL credentials. It seems like that's what happened, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm angry for my friends. I'm angry for them. At the same time, I'm angry at them. I do consider everyone there to be my friend. But they allowed themselves to be put in a situation where they could be disrespected. And for that, I got to criticize them. I have to. I'm not perfect either. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm just saying this was entirely predictable. Entirely predictable.
You don't even understand the situation, the nuances of everything going on. EVS is the moral authority, though.
Gary's starting to get it. Jeremy's shell-shocked. Jeremy's like, I'd like to...
Oh, yeah, let's make sure to pit people against one another at this point. Let's pit Gary against Jeremy. Let's pit... I might not be the closest person with Gary out there. Gary's a good friend of mine. I consider him a good friend. We talk. I think he's a great dude. I think if anybody, he's really one of the greatest leaders in this fan backlash, the fandom menace, whatever you want to call it. But let's pit these guys together. Let's begin to shame them and pit them together. Great job. This is why EVS is the moral authority.
Congratulate everybody for their professionalism. Fuck that.
Fuck professionalism. No, you can't have professionalism. You can't have adults dealing with a situation. You got to be a privileged millionaire. Let's not forget that EVS got a 6-figure paycheck from the Justice League. Let's not forget this man is the industry. He is a part of the industry. Still associates with people in the industry. Still collects paychecks from the industry. He's a wealthy, privileged millionaire. You really think he cares about you? Or are you?
Now, hold on a second. Let's be real here. I am not a wealthy millionaire. My business currently has money in it because people gave it to me to make Cyberfrog books. The idea that I'm a wealthy, pampered, privileged millionaire is cute. But no, I'm very much middle class. I hope one day to be a millionaire. And at this rate, I probably will be eventually off of Cyberfrog. But these guys don't look at my crowdfunders and then go, this is $1 million in Ethan's pocket. No, it's business capital. It's startup capital that could lead to something good. I do care about these people. And by the way, they're making an awful lot of money too. You think Jeremy's not making? Jeremy's probably made $1 million at this. Gary probably has. Most of them are on their way to doing it. Don't sit there and set up class warfare like because you've seen me make 6 figures on Cyberfrog Indiegogo campaigns that suddenly I'm an elite who doesn't care about my friends. And the idea that I am a part of the industry is ridiculous. There is nobody in the comic book industry who is not Republican or, that you haven't seen on my streams who will still associate with me. The reason I draw paychecks from Warner Brothers is because they have an agreement with me. They have no choice. And it's funny that they have to cut me a paycheck for something like the Justice League when they'd rather die. It's funny that they put my special thanks credit at the end of the film. They'd rather not do that. But they have to, and it's funny. And I do hope I get another great big paycheck. But believe me, it's going to be like pulling teeth. They don't want it. They don't want to associate with me. I think that's fairly clear. Look at the internet. I'm fully in their corner. I'm fully in their corner. I love these guys. I love all of them. What I was saying there was not to pit them against each other. I'm looking at how embarrassed they are. And I'm saying this embarrassment came from one thing. You guys forgot who you were. You guys forgot for a moment. Not all of them. These guys are on here because it's a Geeks and Gamers stream, but whoever set this whole thing up, they didn't understand that this was going to happen to them. And it would be a big deal. It'd be really embarrassing. Yeah, I actually do care about these guys. It's tough love.
You just a pay piggy.
And you allow them to come in and make a statement and embarrass you, and you are doing a disservice.
It sounds good. Imagine being of such a high moral authority that you can berate people you call friends while they are dealing with a critical situation. He wasn't invited in. Each one of these people is associated with Geeks and Gamers on the stream.
They could have invited me in.
I'm not speaking on behalf of Geeks and Gamers. I am not a part of Geeks and Gamers. I am speaking for myself and myself alone as an observer, as your Fandom Menace historian, as what I have seen go down. People, events, action. This live stream was for people that were associated with Geeks and Gamers. Young Rippa, from what I understand, is going to be doing videos for Geeks and Gamers. That makes him attached to the company. EVS, you weren't a part of that. But because he wasn't a part of that, because he wasn't allowed to be a part of the drama, wasn't allowed to stir up the pot, he went on his channel to shame these people who are going through a critical situation, a very, very critical situation in which being an adult, being professional is an important thing. Not the EVS. He's built on passion. He's a passionate guy. He's built on fighting the drama, not stirring it up while he's, supporting groups that meme and harass people, not stirring it up when he goes into chats to support some groups who harass his friends endlessly. Not someone who, punches down and puts out misinformation about smaller creators to try and deflate their campaigns. Oh, there's skeletons in this closet.
Now, these guys are all, they meant well. They forgot who they were.
That's the moral authority right there. They forgot who they were. If you don't listen to Uncle E, then you've got to be smacked around a little bit, because Uncle E's echo chamber is the only one.
You don't have to, Stephen, they don't have to listen to me. Nobody has to listen to me. Nobody has to obey me. Nobody has to do what I say. But this did infuriate me. Zack Snyder coming in here and disrespecting my friends. As I understood the situation, which I think has changed now, I think my understanding of the situation has evolved as more information has come in over time. Nobody has to listen to me. This isn't about being the moral authority. I'm not saying that what they did was immoral. That's a weird thing, very weird thing to accuse me of being. I'm saying strategically, this is a bad move. Being embarrassed is a bad move. Getting yourself embarrassed like this as a community, the way that they did, was a bad move. Because Zack Snyder is an enormous celebrity, and when he talks and when he says things, it gets picked up by the media, and they're going to respond to this, and then it just made everybody kind of feel bad. I don't know.
It's funny to me that we are accepting this shit from a wealthy elitist, someone who believes his viewpoint is it. That is the viewpoint, the only viewpoint that can.
Steven, I'm sorry I didn't want to be in your book. Holy shit. Wealthy elitist. It's not because I felt I was better than you. It's because I just don't know you. And I'm really glad that I didn't contribute to your book. But then again, if I did, I'd probably this video wouldn't be happening right now.
Can be had, that has the moral authority to berate those he calls friends if they do not bow to his thoughts. Man, where have we seen this before? Where have we seen this type of behavior before?
Hitler.
I can't believe some of y'all ain't speaking out about this. I can't believe it.
Jeremy forgot who he was.
Especially
Ryan forgot who he was.
Ryan, what?
He forgot who he was. Ivan forgot who he was.
Oh, okay, Ryan. Let me talk about Ryan for a minute. Ryan never forgets who he is. Ryan never forgets who he is. Ryan and I don't have the best history, but we're friends. We're boys because we're honest with each other. Ryan don't forget who he is. How dare you even insinuate that Jeremy, who has fought from day one, who has supported charities, who has supported the growth of the community, who has taken the chance to have people outside in the community come on in, those that may not have even benefited him, only because he believed they deserved a voice. What do, EVS? You only surround yourself with people who kiss your ass and help you with your legend. What charities do you help with, EVS?
None.
When have you reached out to the general community to help anybody?
Never.
I'm out here doing it every day. No, I'm out here doing it every day. May have hurt my growth, putting so much energy into helping others rise, but that's what we're about. That's what the Fandom Menace is about. I don't know what you're about. No, matter of fact, I do know what you're about. Yourself.
Right. Shaming
others for clout. That's all you do, all you know how to do. I'm going to tell these people about who they are. They forgot themselves. I'm going to tell Gary, who's killing it right now, who's been one of the most honest and likable, lovable people in our community. And you're going to tell him about himself. Look, all these people, I'm not speaking for any of them. I'm speaking on behalf of me, what I see, my events. Some of these people may disagree with me. They might enjoy being told about themselves. I don't know. But I see a hypocrisy here that is going unsaid. A stench in our community that has grown in strength, that has caused many fights, many divisions, too many to count. Some people like that. Hey, if that's your thing, you have the right to your opinion. You have the right to consume whatever entertainment you wish, back whoever you wish, support whatever you want. That's your thing. That's what you do. That's not what I'm about. That's not what I'm. I don't kneel to bullshitters and false narratives. I just don't do it.
Don't bring Jeff Hicks into
about
this.
Themselves, the moral authority.
You guys all forgot who they are. I can't. He's not giving me the link. Jeremy's keeping me out of this for some reason.
And this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest problem. This is why this man went on his own channel to begin talking trash on his friends, because he wasn't allowed in the conversation. You need to let him in. His voice needs to be. His drama needs to be brought. That's all he is. Drama.
Well, we get to go to bed knowing what we did today. And look,
I hope you can sleep.
First off, fuck Ethan Van Sciver. Fuck you. Lethal Lightning is more a man than you will ever be. And how dare you speak shit on my friend? How dare you even feel elevated to my brother who has spent time putting together this charity? Don't matter what Zach did. Don't matter what was said. Does not matter.
Zach didn't want them on the charity, Stephen. That was the whole point. Zach didn't want them to be a part of the charity. He even told them, take your logo off. You know? And my thing would be, if you want to do charity, you know, you should, you know, do a charity. Do it on your own. And by the way, do it on behalf of Geeks and Gamers, or do it on behalf of the Fandom Menace. Don't do it looking for clout. Don't do it looking for approval from people like Zack Snyder. Don't do it to hobnob or rub elbows with people who hate you. There's a very simple principle. It's not moral. I'm not saying this is a moral principle. I'm just saying it's strategic. There's nothing immoral about, you know, wanting Zack Snyder's high five. That's not immoral. It's understandable and human. There's nothing immoral about wanting to pet a rabid dog. You know, it's not immoral. It's just a bad idea. There's nothing wrong with wanting to swim with great white sharks. It's not immoral. It's just not a great idea. You're going to get hurt. So I see this and I say, hey, don't do that, guys. Don't do that again. And please, you know. All right, let me snap into a Slim Jim again.
I've watched Lethal Lightning grow from when he was not monetized to where he is now. I have seen him fight and claw for everything that he has. I have been there with my brother when he had doubts as to whether or not he wanted to continue his channel, because I've been on the ground level.
You're a guy who wants to write a book. You're a guy who has been talking to everybody because you want to write a book about this. You're a guy who is talking to people so that you can presumably enrich yourself. You know, you're a guy who was hounding. Holy shit, you were hounding my emails and my private messages asking me to participate in this and then to promote your project. I can see why you're angry, but
helping people to grow, reaching out. How dare you? Of course he's going to sleep well at night. Unfortunately, on top of all the other crap that has happened on this night, he's also got to deal with the fact that Ethan Van Sciver and his passionate mob are going to attack this man's credibility.
What are you doing right now, Stephen? If you had any followers, what would it be called, what you're doing right now? What would this video be? If you had the power and the reach to actually affect people and make them listen to you and respond appropriately to what you're asking them to do, what exactly would it be that you were doing right now? When you sit there and say, how dare you? And this man is a stench in our community. When you say things like that and you make this long video, this unhinged video, if you had power and reach, you would be making yourself a part of drama that you are not associated with, which is precisely what you're accusing me of doing. And B, whipping up a hate mob and trying to sow division in the Fandom Menace. And nobody really, who are you? What exactly are you doing? What exactly is your agenda? What is your objective here? You wanted to write a book about YouTubers. I thought it was fucking gay. I didn't want to be any part of it. You're free to do it if you want to. I think people would probably not want to read a book about YouTube drama. That's my opinion. Here's a recounting of YouTube drama and the people behind it. Probably people don't want to hear about this. They don't want to read about it. You might want to watch it on YouTube. That might be entertaining. The novelization, unless it's written by Chuck Wendig, I don't want to read it. I just think it's a bad idea. So my point is, I'm sitting here, you're showing this video of me pissed off about this whole situation because I think that my friends went searching for, not everybody there. Some people are just there because, Jeremy sent out the link and, it's like Eric Ripa, Gary, these people, Ryan was actually there. I'm like, Ryan, what were you doing? I actually do care about these people. Ryan was just involved in being excoriated by these weirdo Raylos. They made him the center of their little video, saying he was a radicalized white supremacist. And then we go and we allow Zack Snyder to do this very predictable thing. And to be fair, I was angry when I made this video. Very angry. Seething over this. That's why a lot of people watched it, by the way. I was absolutely angry, but I was not really angry at them. I was angry at Zack Snyder. I wasn't really angry at them. You understand? I was embarrassed for them, but I was furious with Zack Snyder. And that's why I'm so mad in this video. I'm so glad you don't have a reach. Man, the hate mob would be after me right now, whipping up a hate mob against me. That's SJW language, hate mob.
Lethal's credibility because you weren't allowed on a live stream. Because Ethan wasn't allowed to put his 2 cents in and be the moral fucking authority. What kind of friend are you to the community?
Well, I think I'm a big part of it, I think I'm a big part of the Fandom Menace community. I think I have my own strategies. I think I've been a big part of promoting this idea. I think I've offered it as much legitimacy and clout as I personally can offer anything. I don't know Lethal Lightning. I don't know anything about him. I think I follow him on Twitter, but I don't really know. I don't watch his videos or anything like that. I've just started to get to know Ryan. I like Ryan's videos a lot. I don't know these women, but they look miserable. This is just bad, dude. It's just bad optics. What am I supposed to do? Hang my head with them? I don't want to. They need to be shook up. They need to be angry and refocused. And I think I even said, I feel like I'm completely alone. This kind of thing happens and you just go, when you guys were talking about all of the things that we've been talking about since we started making YouTube videos, were you guys just kidding? Like secretly, you really, like if Kathleen Kennedy called you up and said, would you guys please come to a charity banquet for like the Force's female? And would you just say, yeah, wouldn't you say, no, I don't want to lend my voice. I don't want to lend myself to this. And then to be so wrong about how one of these celebrities actually feels. To be like, Zack Snyder's the leader of our community, only to have him come out and sucker punch your entire world like that. Entirely avoidable. And I even said, I was like, I feel alone. I feel alone. I feel like I'm the only one who means anything I say. I said it, and I said that in anger, but I'll tell you something. I'm not going to name names. 2 of the people on that panel right now reached out to me in private and said, you're not alone. We're with you. I'll bet you can guess who those 2 people are.
How do you sleep at night? It must be sleeping on the millions.
Yeah. No, sleeping on money is extremely uncomfortable. I sleep on a space age memory foam mattress and a nice fluffy pillow with my beautiful wife. Sometimes Ava sleeps with us. That's about it. That's how I sleep, very comfortably. Except last night. Last night I was restless. I had to wake up and just see what was going on Twitter. It's like, do I still have my YouTube channel? It turns out I do. Fuck you, Uche.
And what you guys just don't understand
Fucking
is that
idiot.
Uche,
Fuck you, Uche.
Uche's just, look.
I would say that again. Fuck you, Uche. You did this. I don't know what's going on. And then you just sat there and said, well, he had a hard day. Again, the whole thing just sucked, man.
There have been plenty of times where I've had to be like, oh my God, I can't stand what Uche's saying. True that. There have been plenty of times where I can't handle this man's opinion because I'll be honest with you. Hearing Uche speak on social media, watching his Twitter feed, I would think he was an SJW. I would think he'd be engaging in that kind of stuff, but he's not. He's not cancel culture. He's heated. He's got his own opinions. He's passionate about his opinions. He is not stupid. He just doesn't think the same way that a lot of us do. You know how much it takes for a person to stand up and be an individual? How much it takes for this man to stand up and be proud and espouse his values? And his values.
Thank you. The whole community thanks you, Uche, for standing up as an individual. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Are about community. Whether it's a different perspective or not, they are about community. Way more than you are, EVS. How dare you tell this man to F off? He has achieved more in his life than you ever will.
He has? Wait, what? What did he achieve? I'm sorry, I'm going to need to... Facts not in evidence. I have to say, Uche.
I'm just going to speak.
You dummy. You humiliated all of your friends. Look at the...
You humiliated all of your friends. What the fuck is EVS doing right now? The contradictions and hypocrisy coming out of this man are unfreaking believable. Unbelievable. I don't give a shit. Look, when it first started, when the whole thing kicked off, TFM, yes, absolutely. Seeing Ethan Van Sciver's success with Cyberfrog, accepting the narrative that he was giving us about his history, you know, when he was fired from Green Lantern. No, I'm sorry. He walked away. He mutually walked away from it. He wasn't fired.
You sound like Renfamous. Are you implying that I've lied about anything in my past? You know how closely like this has all been gone over? You know, no, I was not fired because I was not an employee of DC Comics. DC Comics said, we're not going to renew your contract in October. It was February when they said this to me. They said, you need to finish the books that you owe us. I had an exclusive contract with them. At no time did they say, we're no longer going to be giving you work. Nobody ever said that to me. They just said, we're not renewing your contract. Why did they say this? Because they were being harangued by left-wingers, by SJWs, who were saying, why are you employing a white supremacist? And DC Comics was busy trying to sell themselves to AT&T, as we now see. They didn't need the bad press. Stephen, I don't know what planet you're from. I don't know what world you're from. This is all very serious to me. I take all this stuff very serious. That's how SJWs operate. They manipulate. The reason why Gina Carano was fired was the same reason why I had problems at DC Comics. SJWs have control. They have the media in the palm of their hand. They have hate mobs, actual hate mobs, that they can stir up and control on social media, and they can make a PR problem for companies until they get their way. DC Comics said, we're not renewing your contract. You owe us, it was either 3 or 4 more issues of Green Lantern. And I did all of them except for one. And I said, I got to go. It was so painful. Because while I was drawing those comics, I was being harassed. My friends at DC Comics, people I thought were my friends, were not standing up for me. They weren't standing beside me. And I said, please don't make me finish this last comic. Please let me go. And DC Comics said, okay. You can't get fired from a company when you are just... I was just somebody who was providing a product for them. I wasn't an employee, or anything like that. It's just that it was made impossible for them to continue associating with me. No matter what I did, no matter what I'd accomplished, that's just the way it was. And I have emails to prove it. I got the emails. They're so whiny, though. One time I took them out and I decided maybe I'll show them, but I went, I sound like such a pussy. I was mourning it. I was like, no, don't. I love you guys. I'm sorry. I can't take anymore. It's a completely different person 4 years ago. That's right. I was an independent contractor. Hello, Futureling. I just looked at the screen. I notice you. All right, here we go.
Hearing this narrative did inspire me. It did inspire me. EVS did. Show me that I could do it again, that I could pick up my pen.
All right. I want to stop inspiring you, Stephen. You can't do it. Put down your pen. Pencils down. Is there any way I can disenfranchise you from doing this? Because this take sucks. This is a monumentally bad take. Terrible take. The idea that my ego, I had to just steamroll these people. I'm on Jeremy's show usually whenever I want to be, when I have something to say. And I really had something to say. It's not like I wanted to make this about me. I can make anything I want about me anytime I want. I go live once a day. I can talk. I can say whatever I want to. I can, get attention if I want attention. I can do all that stuff. I don't need to wait for a moment to hop onto a train to get attention. I can say anything and get attention. I can generate attention for myself if that's what I want. I had something to say. Nobody would let me say it. I really wanted to say what I'm saying here. I would have said it very quickly and succinctly. I sent a $200 super chat, $200 of my own money, because I had something very important to say. And that's why Eric July came onto my show afterwards, because he agreed. He's sitting there, look at him. Everybody there looks miserable. It's not necessarily about getting attention for yourself or making it about you. That's a very childish way to look at what I do here. I'm not trying to make things about me. Lord knows everybody else makes it about me. I don't have to make things about me. Everything just ends up being about me somehow. My behavior is absolutely terrible all the time. I'm always betraying my friends. Constantly. Evidently, that's what goes on. I disagree with what happened, and I have to talk about it. It's who I am. I'm just somebody who has things to say, and I have a YouTube channel. So I say it on my YouTube channel. If I couldn't say it to them, to their faces, I got to say it to my own audience, or else I'll burst. I will burst. I literally have to talk, or else blood vessels will burst in my head. I'll have an aneurysm. And I felt so passionately about this. I was so angry. I was so angry about this. I'm yelling. Some of the things I might have said while I was yelling, I would take back, and I don't mean. You know, when I say, if I said lethal lightning, I hope you can sleep. And I don't think I said that. I think I might have said that to Uche. But if I said that to lethal lightning, I don't remember saying that. I don't know him. And I would take that back. I don't mean that. I was angry. You know, it was honest and true passion.
Keyboard and continue to write. Help me to create the TFM volumes. Yeah, absolutely. Go back, take a look at the Fandom Menace Volume 1, Ethan Van Sciver. I'm very complimentary. So understand that not
and
being
now
able
you're
to shut my
mad.
mouth
You're
watching the
mad.
consistent
What can I
behavior, the
do? You're
degrading,
mad at
terrible
me.
behavior
Oh my
of
God.
over the last year or so. It's
Join
been
the
difficult for me.
club.
It's been difficult to understand what your heroes are about. And it's very funny that we're talking about the Zack
I'm
Snyder
your
making
hero.
those Zack
Was I your hero?
Snyder making those comments, and people becoming disillusioned with who that person is. You know, never meeting your heroes. But I've been dealing with that for over a year. This man is not a hero. He's not something to look up to. He cares only about himself.
Yes, I am a hero. I'm totally something to look up to all the time. And I care about a lot of people, including these people here. All right, let me take that back. I'm not a hero. I don't ask people to look up to me. It's ridiculous. I'm a fat, pie-eating New Jersey YouTuber who also draws frogs. You want me to be your hero? I'll be the hero you're dreaming of, like a knight in shining armor, Stephen, from a long time ago. You know, this is who I am. I can't help it. I have things to say and I say them. The idea that you hero worshipped me is weird. You're a full-grown man. The fuck is the matter with you? You're a grown man. Look at you. You've got a beard and everything. Why? Why do I have to deal with disenfranchised 40-year-old men? I used to really look up to you. What the fuck? Stop looking up to me then. Stop it. I might say and do things that you don't like and it's going to break your heart. How about if you just listen to what I have to say? Stop having weird ideals about, this and that and who I am and then just becoming a psychopath. This has happened so many times. I don't really allow people too much access to me. I've learned over time that it's a losing bet. It's like if you allow people, if you make it clear that you are somebody who allows access to them. You can, hey, let me help you. I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to be, you can promote your books on my channel, all this stuff. These are all hard lessons that I learned. It's never going to be enough. You're not going to do it the right way. And people being people, the minute you stop, and you cannot continually carry people on your back, the minute you stop, they hate you. And they're vicious. The minute you stop giving people what they want from you, people who clearly idealize you and hero worship you, they become this, screaming and yelling, saying I'm whipping up hate mobs. I'm making a YouTube video like everybody else does, and I'm very angry about this. It's so feminine, Stephen. It's very, very feminine. All right,
and if he cannot attach himself to the drama that will give him give him more legend, then he gets upset. He does shit like this. Oh, and now his stream was dropped because he was making some very messed up comments alongside John Malin. I don't know Malin very well, but I don't need to. I don't need to know him.
You need to know John Malin. Holy shit, John Malin's awesome.
Now the narrative is becoming he's a victim. Ethan's a victim. He's oh my God, cancel culture came for Ethan now.
That's been the narrative all along. That's the name of my Twitter handle is The Real Victim here.
This man can say the most reckless, awful shit about friends. The most reckless things. And everybody's still kissing his ass. He's right. This guy, this windbag from Jersey is right. This wealthy elitist who is still attached to the industry.
Okay, hold on. I'm a windbag from Jersey. You actually got it right. You just hit on something very important here. Wealthy elitist, that's not me. I grew up dirt poor. I grew up absolutely dirt poor in New Jersey. I'm not an elitist. I have not forgotten my roots. Not at all. When I'm in my swimming pool, floating around in my boxers, drinking, what am I drinking? What sounds elitist? A Grey Goose and also white trash and Red Bull. When I'm drinking a Red Bull and Grey Goose out of a long straw in a big, gigantic plastic flamingo glass floating around in my pool, I remember where I came from. I don't feel like I'm better than people. But you're right. A windbag from New Jersey. Stop hero worshiping me, you full-grown adult man. Stop it. I'm going to let you down. If you do, I'm going to let you down. I'm going to say something you don't like. How about if you just be mildly amused by me and every now and then listen and go, I think Ethan made a good point, or I don't think Ethan made a good point there. And I really like his Cyberfrog comics, or I don't. Elevating me to Caesar, as you've done here, the fall of Caesar, doesn't go well. If you're being funny about it, that's cool. I like it when people are calling me Caesar because it's funny. But if you're being serious about it, and it seems that you are, that's your own issue, dude. I can't live up to what you hope that I'm going to be in your head because I don't know what it is. I just wake up every day and just do what I do. But when I do what I do it like I'm doing it for TV.
Who degrades people that he considers friends? Defend this guy.
I don't think I degraded them. I think I chastised them harshly. I don't know. I'm from a generation where people got yelled at when they fucked up. Lord knows I get yelled at when I fuck up. Like this.
Maybe you need some money. Maybe he's advertising for you. Maybe you're afraid of that hate mob he can generate very easily. Maybe that's it. Maybe you're in that hate mob and you enjoy that hate mob. Maybe you like being a part of cancel culture. I don't know. That's on you, and that's your right as an individual.
That's not what cancel culture is, dude. God damn it. Stop making cancel culture into everything. Not everything is cancel culture, and not everyone is an SJW. They have very specific definitions. Cancel culture would be me going, okay, we're going to have to take away their YouTube channels. We're going to have to find out where they work, and we're going to have to harass their employees, and we're going to have to see to it that they can no longer work again, that they are unemployable. And I'm going to start a rumor about all of them that I'm going to insist that everyone on the internet also spread. I'm going to say that they're all Nazis, and that will make them despised, even by their neighbors. I'm going to make it so that their reputation is ruined, their life is ruined. That is what cancel culture is. It isn't going, you guys fucked up. Look at you. You messed up. And being mad about it. That's not cancel culture. That's tough love. Zach made a tough love video about me. Zach's like, stop running your stupid mouth. I'm not like, Zach's trying to cancel me. Holy shit. SJWs have a specific definition. I can't stand when people go, this person that I don't like who's saying things that I don't like is an SJW. No, SJWs are a very specific social phenomenon. And we shouldn't just say that everyone's an SJW because probably for the same reasons that we shouldn't say that everyone's a Nazi. Same reasons. Very specific thing that needs to be condemned. And when you broaden it out so that anything, any behavior that you don't like is cancel culture, and anyone who says anything or does anything or believes anything that you don't is an SJW, then we've already killed everything that we're trying to accomplish. I'm anti-SJW. Well, that's anti-anyone you don't like, right? No, that's not. No. I'm against cancel culture. Oh, what? Somebody can't criticize somebody? That's what cancel culture is, right? No, that's not what cancel culture is. Stephen, you're very, very emotional. Take a Midol.
But I do not kneel. I do not kneel.
Two young women at the top of the screen got called haters, got called members of a hate group today by Zach.
Let's shame Krista Nova. Let's shame Mark's future wife. Let's shame ladies who have been a part of this, know what they're doing. But let's get some sympathy out of them. Do y'all see how much of a piece of trash EVS is yet? Am I the only one?
Yes.
Don't know.
Snyder because of Uche. I see you guys in his chat too. That's funny.
Yeah, you did see them guys in your chat because the mods over at Geeks and Gamers was constantly having to time out the trolls that were being sent by EVS to Geeks and Gamers to shame Jeremy into having EVS on a company meeting where they were trying to put.
No, I didn't do that. No, those were the people in there. No, I didn't say everyone go over there and insist that I be on the channel. No, I asked in the chat 5 or 6 times, send me the link, let me come on. And Jeremy eventually said, I see you, but I'm with my boys, and no. And so I sent a $200 super chat, which is what you do when you cannot be on a show. It's a courtesy. Read my message. Jeremy read my message, and then I left his show. And I had more to say to my own audience about this, and I was angry about this video and what I was seeing. At no time did I say, guys, go over there and pressure Jeremy. He said no. I don't know why he said no. Not sure why. It had something to do with Naughty Dog. But it was Naughty Dog. I still don't even know. Video game, something or other. And that was his chat. His chat wanted me on this show. The same thing happened. Like, when Eric July showed up in my chat, I think during this, I'm sitting there, I have this screen on so I can't see the chat. Eric July wanted to come on the show. He's like, send me the link. And I didn't see, I didn't see that he said that. But my chat did. And they were just like, for the next 15 minutes, poor Eric waited for the link because I didn't know he wanted to come on the show. And the entire chat was saying, young Ripa's here. Eric wants to come in. Send him the link. You can actually go back and, well, you can't because the video's been taken down. But he wanted to come on the show, and I didn't see it. So was that Eric whipping up a hate mob to get on my show? No, the people they wanted him to come. They wanted to listen to what he had to say. I can't help it that Jeremy's chat wanted to hear what I had to say. They wanted to be entertained. All they want is to be entertained. I mean, that's all they want. They thought me coming on the show would be entertaining. Whatever I said would be either good or it would be a clusterfuck or whatever it would be. It would be fun. This is not a business meeting. You're sitting there trying to make this like this is a business meeting that I'm horning in on. This is a YouTuber live stream featuring people who don't necessarily work for Geeks and Gamers. From what I can see here. Not everybody does. And please don't do that. Oh, you're trying to shame the women. No, I wasn't. I was saying, look at them. They look miserable. They look so uncomfortable and embarrassed to be there. Oh.
They were trying to control and curb this thing for the charity. For a charity. Now, I know you wealthy elitist out there. I understand that EVS is a wealthy elitist. It's better than everyone else.
But why are you trying to get people, why are you trying to make people class conscious? I'm a wealthy elitist. And so therefore, if you personally feel hard done by, you don't feel like you're wealthy, you feel like you're poor, you should hate Ethan. Is this about your perception that I have money and I'm better than you? That's what it means. I would never call someone else an elitist, by the way. That means that I perceive them to be better than me. I'm never going to call somebody that. They think they're better than me. Don't do that. Don't use the word elitist, especially not in that context. So you're trying to make people hate me because you perceive me to be better than you, or that I think I'm better than you. I didn't. Now I do.
He is the moral authority, doesn't understand what charity is about. But that's about helping other people. And that was the most important thing that evening. That was the most important thing. It wasn't your clout. It wasn't your legend. It wasn't getting you involved. This wasn't about you.
Oh, hold on. Let me shout out. Vera Dark is in the chat. Vera, hello. I enjoyed your video today. And, I shouted out your channel. I didn't remember your name. I just saw it on my YouTube feed. And so, anyway, I subscribed. Welcome. Everybody should subscribe to Vera Dark. All right.
You're going to attach yourself like a symbiote. And I've seen it how you're going to attach yourself like a cancerous tumor, living off healthy tissue.
What? Why are you saying these things? I attach myself like a cancerous tumor. Okay.
To get as much energy out of this situation as you can, like a siphon. Christ. It's like if Mad Max Movie Talks actually made it famous.
Power and
love you guys. Fast forward.
Love you guys. Yeah, love your hate mob. You gotta treat your hate mob right. Your cancel culture hate mob. You gotta let them know you love them.
Tonight, look at your friends now.
The auction website,
laying on the ground.
There
okay, I would say then go away. Just go away and look at Eric July. Just get out of
here. Yeah, now pitting people against each other. Just go away. You don't think like us. You're outside my echo chamber. You're not co-signing to my narrative. You need to go. I need to shame you. I need to pit people against you, and you need to go away. Have we not been fighting this for years? This type of attitude, this type of person. Have we not been fighting against this for years?
I think we've been fighting against you. I think it's your attitude, your type of person that I've personally been fighting against for years. It's the same thing. It's like you wanted something from me, you didn't get it. This happens over and over again, and now you're suddenly I'm the worst person in the world. I said Uche should go away. Uche is sitting there excusing what happened to his friends, very angry about it. And I came in the chat and I said, look how embarrassed and uncomfortable what's his name, Zack Snyder looked to be there. He looked disgusted to be with you. And that was my perception. He did to me. He still does when I look at that clip. Uchi said, who are you to judge? You don't know. I was just on the phone with him. I was on the phone with him before this. He was sad because Green Lantern wasn't in his movie. I was like, oh. Fuck Green Lantern.
What y'all doing, man? Y'all got the right to your own opinion. Y'all have the right to co-sign whoever you want to co-sign, subscribe, support, back, whoever it is. I fight for your right to have that opinion. I do it every day.
Oh, this Cactus Jack over here.
This is trash. This guy is trash. EVS, he is not fandom menace, in my opinion, and does not represent me. Does not represent the values the culture that I have helped to facilitate, that I have helped with. I don't understand it. Now, as I have seen it from certain segments of Comicsgate, which I know of, I've been involved with a little bit, but it's not really my wheelhouse of things. I understand that coming from the EVS side of things, those he has fostered, those he has attracted, the type of culture he has created within Comicsgate, is to thrive off of drama, off attacking people, memeing people.
That's just not true, man. I know this is what people say. You're talking about YouTubers in general. YouTubers in general thrive off of drama and attacking people. I can honestly tell you it's awful when I have to talk about YouTube drama. I try to never do it, unless it's going to be instructive in some way. I try to never do it. Have to sometimes. Sometimes also I'm human and I say I erupt in anger, like I did at Micah Curtis a couple months ago. You know, just like enough is enough. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say what I really feel here and stop being polite. But this idea that I need drama, I don't. I honestly don't. I could talk about absolutely anything and people will listen to me talk. I don't have to elevate other people, bring other people into prominence. I don't have to talk about other people. People just listen to me talk. I don't know why. I welcome them. I love it when they listen to me talk. But I don't need to do this. I don't need to talk about other people. I don't need to even be talking about you. It's just that, my God, I saw this video title. Everybody's sending it to me. The Fall of Caesar is such a meme that I had to show this to people. I had to watch it for the first time by myself. I'm being screamed at by, I don't know, man. This just seems very feminine to me. And I'm somebody who wears a feathered jacket and a sparkly policeman hat. This seems feminine to me. All right, let me see.
People creating hate mobs, cancel culture. This is what that segment of CG is about. You talk about fighting the industry, yet you try to get in bed with Dynamite Comics who supports Black Lives Matter. There's so many contradictions. That will.
You can't tell me what I think Comicsgate is. What you're doing is you're sitting there saying, this is what you professed Comicsgate to be, and you did things differently, secretly. I have said over and over again, the entire point of Comicsgate is to cancel out social justice warrior interference in making comics. Part of that is to be able to go in and out of the mainstream at will, if we want to. That's part of my objective. I don't know how many times I've said that we will be able to march into the mainstream if we want to, if I'm successful, okay? Without having to apologize for being Comicsgate, carrying the banner of Comicsgate. The only reason I dislike the mainstream is because SJWs are making all the decisions right now. People have asked me, will you ever work for DC Comics again? And I have said, only if I run it. Only if I'm running DC Comics will I ever work there again. But you shouldn't be surprised 10 years from now if that happens. And, I'm still Comicsgate. The entire point of Comicsgate, let me reiterate, is to counter SJWs from keeping people out of comics and destroying comics. Therefore, if it were possible for me to go into the mainstream and still say what I'm saying now, my same message, anti-SJW, to make comics that were not SJW, that would be okay. It's not something that I want to do because I want to do Cyberfrog. I want to stay indie. But anybody who wants to go work for the mainstream, if they can do so and still say that they're Comicsgate, that's a big win. Working with a mainstream anyone is a big win. Somebody being able to work with us. That's what we want. It's not here yet. Obviously, that time is not here yet. It isn't possible for people to work with Comicsgate and not face harassment. But it needs to be. So that's part of what I'm trying to do. So I know you think you're making a point, but you're not making a point. I'm telling you now what my goals are with Comicsgate. Loud and clear. For the 50,000th, I should never try to say that again. 50,000th time. The goal of Comicsgate, from my perspective, is to cancel out SJW interference in comics in every possible way. The current strategy, since it is not possible to go work in the mainstream and influence things therein, is to create a side industry, an independent industry that does not rely on and cannot be affected by social justice warriors. Please don't pretend that I never said that. Please don't make me explain that again. I mean, I will anyway over the course of the rest of my life trying to explain what Comicsgate is to people who don't know. But you should know, Stephen. You were going to write a book about this, remember?
Will be gone over in a future volume. I will document the fall of Caesar. It's important. It's important to understand that someone who preaches about allowing the industry to infiltrate a grassroots movement.
You're going to write a book about me called The Fall of Caesar? Sir. You think I have an ego now? Oh.
Is someone who has infiltrated a grassroots movement. I am thoroughly disappointed.
All of this stuff infiltrated a grassroots movement. It's clear that you have been reached by, the same message, the same talking points of anti-Comicsgate. I didn't infiltrate a grassroots movement. I am exactly who I say I am. I am a Republican, conservative Republican of sorts. Everything's a scale. A lot of conservatives think I'm a liberal. A lot of liberals think I'm a Nazi. I'm somewhere like John F. Kennedy Republican. Okay, if that makes any sense to you. Very anti-communist, but, gays can get married. It's cool. And I got canceled from comics. It was a big Republican voice in comics was silenced. And all the while this was going on, I was watching your boy Zach's videos. I was hanging out with other comic skaters. That's part of the reason why I was canceled. So I wouldn't stop doing that. Wouldn't apologize for being a friend of and associate of and, recommending, in fact, Richard C. Myers' diversity in comics videos. I talked to him a lot, man. I talked to him a lot behind the scenes. And I said, first I started making videos. And then I said, this isn't working. They're calling us Nazis. We need to actually plan on making our own comics. We need to plan on making a side industry that competes with this so that people who are being canceled, there's going to be mass cancellations of other comic book professionals because of their politics by the social justice warriors who are making the shitty comic books that you guys are complaining about. So we have to make a cushioned landing for them. Make it possible for them still to make a living. And Zach agreed. And so we began to do that very thing. We talked about it. We planned it. February of 2017, I knew my contract wasn't going to be renewed. I had until October. And I planned to do Cyberfrog. And then by May, I said, I don't want to do any more books with you. And DC said, okay, see ya, hate to be ya. And I told the media, I'm going to get rich doing Cyberfrog. But I was very much already Comicsgate. I'd been making videos for months about this stuff publicly, about what was going on, trying to understand it, trying to make sense of it, talking it through. And hey, guess what? I became very popular. Became a very popular voice for Comicsgate, and it worked. We were able to fund all these comic books. It's not my fault I'm popular. What can I tell you? Envious people within original Comicsgate sitting there saying he infiltrated the movement. I'm a part of the movement and everybody came here. I didn't choose that. I didn't demand. I didn't force people to come join me or agree with my POV, you idiots. You weirdos. Well, I didn't ask that. I'm sorry that your YouTube channel isn't working anymore. People basically saw that Marvel and DC are not changing. They're getting worse. So complaining about it just makes you a clown, and your numbers went down. People like Anglantine and Captain whatever his name was, Cummings. People stopped listening. It was ineffectual. You can't count on these. It's got to be clear. We didn't understand before. We didn't understand that SJWs were not going to respond to market forces. So we had ideas like move the needle. Well, we'll show you. we'll show you that we're going to buy your comics, and then we'll prove that we're good customers, and then you should listen to us. That's a pretty good idea, but it didn't work. And what ended up happening was anybody who used the hashtag move the needle was attacked by hate mobs and canceled, called a Nazi. If you use the phrase move the needle, you're a Nazi. You hang out with diversity in comics. All it did was just identify people who were like Comicsgate. That's all it did. And nobody changed. They called us bigots and told us to go fuck ourselves. Until we started funding our own books. And then envious eyes watched us. And they're still trying to cancel us, but they can't. We have our own platforms. What can they do? Leaders don't choose to lead. People just follow who they want to follow. People just follow who they want to follow. You can't announce that you're the leader of anything. All you can do is just explain yourself and what your ideas are. Put those ideas into practice and see what happens. But this whole like pathetic, like you infiltrated a movement as if I'm some outsider. God, that's depressing. Don't I have clout yet within Comicsgate? My God. Haven't I done anything at all helpful for Comicsgate? Isn't Comicsgate still here basically because of me? I think it would have been gone a long time ago if it weren't for me. I mean, we're just stubborn. We're dummies. We refuse to lie down. You know, Comicsgaters just refuse to lie down. And we keep getting our books funded. It's great. It's awesome. But the other explanation is that I infiltrated a grassroots movement, which would still be thriving and very important and relevant today if it weren't for me. There would be YouTubers complaining about Peter Parker looking soy, and it'd be very effective if it wasn't for me. But I got involved and ruined it. I ruined it for everyone.
In the track that EVS is going, I've kept my mouth shut for the longest time because, I was intimidated. I was intimidated by the cancel culture mob that he has created. I
don't cancel people. I don't. I disassociate from people. And if that means you're canceled, that's your problem. That's all it is. If that means that destroys your life, that I've disassociated with you, you didn't have a life to begin with. If that means your club isn't important or relevant anymore because I no longer hail you, that's your problem. If you want to associate with me, and you need to associate with me for any reason, don't be a dickhead. Very simple. That's all I ask from people is don't be a dickhead.
I was intimidated by the type of people that he has on his leash, begging for scraps. From all caps. I've also been reluctant to speak my mind because some of the people that I love and respect in this community.
You've been begging for scraps. The people that you're describing are you. You're sitting there like, please respond to my requests for information, interviews, etc. for my book. How many times did you ask me to be interviewed for your book? And I said, no, thank you. I do not wish to be a part of this project. Eventually, I just started ignoring your messages. That's begging for scraps. What, you think John Malin is begging for scraps, or Cecil? Billy Tucci, these guys, Graham Nolan, you think these are guys that are begging for scraps? These are big industry heavyweights now in the Comicsgate movement who are doing great. I could list a whole list of people who have figured it out for themselves. And I have them on my show, not because they need me, but mostly because I need them. I need John Malin there.
For some reason, their choice, they are an individual, still associate themselves.
Cecil is begging for scraps, though.
With Ethan Van Sciver. That is up to you. And I'm very sure, given the context of the person that he is and those that really love him, that mob's now going to come from me. It's going to be what it is. I do not kneel to false narratives. And I definitely don't kneel to fat-ass Jersey windbags, wealthy elitist millionaires who are attached to the industry.
You got it right the first time, dummy. Stop it with wealthy elitists. You cut me down to size with fat ass jersey windbag. That's exactly right. But you do. I mean, now you feel like I'm going to sit there and say awful things about Ethan Van Sciver because I feel like I no longer have anything to lose, which is what you're saying. Assess me properly. Either be entertained by me and like my work, or don't. But I mean, don't think I'm a god. Well, I mean, think I'm a god if you want to. That's kind of funny too. That bothers us straight up use. But I mean, don't actually think I'm a god. Fuck.
Act like they ain't, playing both sides against the middle. Making this video wasn't an easy thing to do, but really, the thing about this, the thing that
seemed that hard
got me the most was when this bloated windbag came after my friends. See, because that means more to me than this channel. It means more to me than my books or any Indiegogo or anything that I write in the future. It means more to me.
Am I not allowed to criticize them? I mean, I think they're my friends too. I hope they are. Am I not allowed to get angry at them on their behalf? You know what I mean? It's like a Hunter, Hunter might do something that I don't like, and I might yell at him. I might call him a dummy for something that he did. Does that mean that, like, I've canceled him and I'm no longer his father? I no longer love him? That I've come after him? He's an adult. He has every right to do whatever he wants to do. But he's still my son. I still love him. And these guys are still my friends. I still love them. I guess you do too. I don't know. I mean, how close are you with these guys? What have you, what exactly have you contributed other than a book? You wrote a book about YouTubers that I don't know if it got funded. Did it get funded all right? I hope it did. In fact, this whole video seems like you getting ready to sell the sequel to your book. Holy shit, I got suckered into this. Oh, in the sequel to The Phantom Menace, The Fall of Caesar, I'm going to show you why a fat Jersey windbag commanded hate mobs to cancel his own friends. Back it here on Indiegogo. Oh, shit. All right, here we go.
Then my social persona, social politics, any of that. Friendship to me means something that Ethan doesn't understand. Honor, integrity, loyalty, and brotherhood.
Sounds like
you came after my people. Maybe I'll be the only one to speak out, but
you sound like War Campaign. Have you been talking to War Campaign? I just realized these are their talking points. Did War Campaign get a hold of you? You dummy? Holy shit. That's awesome.
I'm going to speak out, and I have. That's just what it is. For those of you that
is what it is,
that are fans of EVS, continue to be so. Do your thing. You do you, boo. I support each and every person's right to individuality, to their opinions, to think how they wish.
Except for Ethan Van Sciver, who's not allowed to have opinions, because when Ethan has opinions, he's whipping up a hate mob and canceling his friends. Canceling my friends. Canceling my friends. See, he's not allowed to. I support everyone's right to do that except for Ethan. And by the way, go after Ethan. Look at him. He's a fat Jersey windbag elitist. He thinks he's better than you. Sending hate mobs.
To think, but I'm not doing it no more. This needed to be called out. This needed to be called out.
Yeah,
I've done so. I'm going to leave it live. We're going to speak about.
You need to. It's like you got a book to sell.
This weekend on Rogue Entertainment. Everyone's going to have a chance to give their opinion. Because everyone's opinion in Rogue Entertainment isn't the same as mine. Imagine that. Imagine that. It's not an echo chamber.
Jesus Christ.
So they're going to have a chance to speak their mind and their opinions about this entire situation from the root up. I am not going to change the way that I have written The Phantom Menace Volume 2, Rise of the Rebellion, because of the way that I feel now. These books are based on the times in which I am documenting them. And at that time, EVS was a person who inspired many, who was a voice in this counterculture movement.
I ended him. He is no longer. At the time that I wrote that book, Ethan was a voice that inspired people. He mattered. Now he doesn't. He doesn't matter.
From there, that will be documented as well. I am author Stephen Walton, the Phantom Menace historian. your historian. I do not kneel to false narratives. Be good to each other, yet suffer no fools. Peace.
Word is bond. Well, there you go. I mean, I feel properly chastised. You know, hold on, let me get this. All right, I'm back with you guys. I feel, I think my head hurts a little bit. I am your historian. Peace. All right, let me read some super chats and see what you guys have to say about this. Some of you, you know, we'll see what your opinions are. Appreciate it. I hope I didn't just cancel him. I hope I didn't whip up a hate mob. Whatever you do, do not go and talk to him and blah, blah, blah. Just don't do it. I mean, go watch his videos if you want to. Absolutely. But I mean, whatever it is, he's deathly afraid that I whip up hate mobs. You sound like Tess Fowler, dude. You sound like Tess Fowler. You're Tess Fowler with War Campaigns talking points. All right, again, I'm just scrolling back to find these super chats. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Was that fun or was that boring? Michael Nantias Animation says, Ethan, you're my favorite windbag. Thank you. Fat and from Jersey. These are all very relevant pieces of information. Let me see. Jared Weaver says, keep us humble, Uncle E. You lead, we'll follow. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate you. Let me see. Hail the flying fat man. Let the memes commence. Thank you for $2 Deltaverse Comics. Carson Depp says, you should put Snowman on GoFundMe. Hype it as a Native American superhero takes revenge on white supremacy. That might get it past the gatekeepers. Holy, that would be great. But they don't have any money. So, Club Star Wars says, do you think that there could be lawsuits coming due to the actions of certain Twitter mobs that are obviously in league with certain Lucasfilm Limited employees? I said, yeah, I would look into, in other words, I would talk to my lawyers. Should my YouTube channel come down or my Patreon less so, but you know, in order to really sue someone, there have to be financial consequences. So like my YouTube channel is a 6-figure salary for me. I make a lot of money here. Look at the super chats you guys are sending me. Thank you. Otherwise, I wouldn't get to be an elitist. You know, here I am begging for super chats from you guys like an elitist would do. Got a tin cup out. I hope you enjoy me talking shit about Star Wars. I hope you enjoy me running down my friends. I hope you enjoy watching me whip up Twitter mobs against Ryan Kinnell and trying to cancel him. I love Ryan Kinnell. I want him to be a regular on my show. It's an outrage. If I said anything mean at all about Ryan Kinnell, and I don't think I ever did, I would actually apologize to Ryan Kinnell. I think he's great. But yeah, so if my YouTube were taken down, I would have to pursue a legal remedy because I have to, because you know, I would need to. I would be losing a lot. I would be able to show damages. I'd be able to show that these two crazy bitches, and I have, you know, got their information. I've got at least their names, and I've got pictures of them. Pretty sure I can find them, or my lawyers can. I'd be able to show that they cost me money, that they used lies, smear tactics to get my YouTube channel taken down. And therefore, it cost me a lot of money, and then I'd be able to sue them. That's my thought. I don't know. Do I want to get involved? Maybe. Are you listening to me right now?
What?
You, Andrea just came down, and I heard my voice echoing out of her ears. Are you listening?
Looking for Amy. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm always watching.
I love you, baby. That's funny. All right. So what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, maybe I would. Who knows? And by the way, if Lucasfilm was involved in this, ka-ching, that'd be great. You know, that would be great. And it looks like they might be smokily hiding behind the curtain there. I don't know. You know, I don't even know. Okay. So yeah, I mean, look, options are open, but at this point, my YouTube channel is still here. My Patreon is still here. The only thing I've suffered is harassment. That's not something that I sue people over. I don't sue people for calling me names. I would have to lose money. I'd have to lose income in order for that to be a thing. So again, ladies, so far I'm still here. You better hope that I stay here. Better hope I don't lose my YouTube channel. Because I am kind of an elitist when it comes to having money for lawsuits. Kind of. All right, let me read some more super chats. Parlor is back. They won't keep us down. Says, I will buy that. Awesome. I'll go back to Parlor, Hail, EVS, we all stand with you, says Pop Culture Avenger. Oh, thanks. Wyatt Holiday says, I'm not really a new member, but credit card expired. Oh, I saw that. Okay. Patreon is SJW as fuck. Move to locals post haste, EVS, says Angry Battling. Yeah, I know that. I know I'm walking like the razor's edge with Patreon. I realize that. I know that they can cancel it at any time. At which time I will. I mean, Patreon is a total grift any way that you look at it. I've got Patreon up. I'm hoping Patreon will pay my rent for my warehouse. Like, that's the goal. Like, it'll pay for the trading cards that I make and then also pay for the warehouse rent. So that would be kind of cool if I could make that happen. But Patreon's a grift. I don't need it. It would be nice. So, I offer a trading card, an exclusive trading card to my Patreon $5 a month backers. So they get an exclusive collectible. And also I do put content there. Like I actually take photographs of what's on my desk. When somebody sends me something that isn't something I'm going to show everybody, I put it on my Patreon. So it's kind of like, there is good content there. I try to make it worth the $5 a month and all that stuff. But if it goes away, it goes away. What am I going to do? It's nice to have, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I'm not depending on it. But, I would go, if it did go away, I would go to Subscribestar or something like that. These other alternate or locals people are talking about. And I would ask them to follow me over there and it wouldn't be a big deal. I'm pretty sure the people who are following me on Patreon will go over, they'll cancel their account on Patreon and follow me over to locals where I will provide the same content, the same prizes. Uncancelable. I've been canceled already. You can only really be canceled in a substantial way once. And then if you can stand up after that, you're okay, right? I mean, especially, look, be good to your fans. Like Stephen Walton. Stephen, I am kind of sorry. And I feel bad in a way. I didn't mean to make somebody that mad at me. I just don't have time for this. North Free says, EVS, you grifting for super chats saying you may be gone then? Gone soon? Here then. Oh, thank you for $5. Yes. This is a complete grift. I love super chats. Daniel Stout gives me $5 to call me a nerd. Let me see. Last I heard, Malin had never withdrew any super chat money. He probably has millions in there, says Orbital 1970 Goat. Yeah, I don't think he knows how. I don't think he knows how to connect his bank. He probably does have a lot of money in there. I wonder how much. John Creve says for $5, John Cream, just don't draw any Lucasfilm characters. You may get attacked by the Raylos. Yeah, I don't do that anyway. Like, I only draw my own stuff. Dapple Darling says, EVS, use those Macs you bought to make an email list to update us if they cut you. Okay, I actually do have an email list already, but maybe I'll make another one, because I have an account that can aggregate addresses. I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind saying, hey, look, this is I might get canceled again email list. And frankly, I don't think I even need YouTube anymore in order to sell Cyberfrog comics. Ultimately, that's what this is about. Like, these bitches think that they're going to get me off of YouTube and then that's going to destroy Cyberfrog. And Cyberfrog is what they're really trying to kill, not this. Cyberfrog is the end result. Like, Cyberfrog is a way of saying you can do fine without SJWs. Like, Cyberfrog represents that there's millions of dollars out there for people who are talented, have been canceled, and just follow a path of taking care of their customers, right? So the existence of Cyberfrog super duper pisses them off. So I don't think I necessarily need YouTube. I think I kind of do in a way because, we like to talk. It's like you guys show up and it's part of a whole kind of ritual that we do every day. But on the other hand, I mean, if I just have your email list, if I have an email list, let's say that I'm canceled off of everything from the face of the earth. Let's say I no longer have, I can't go on any like platforms like YouTube. Let's say I can't go on Patreon or anything like that. I still have your list, your email list, and I can communicate with all of you via email and say, here's the link wherever it is to buy Cyberfrog or whatever I'm doing. And I think I'll be fine, because I've already established a relationship with my customers. I'm not, I'm seeking more customers all the time, but I have a lot of customers. So uncancelable. Again, just uncancelable. I'm here forever. Well, I mean, you guys are the only ones who can cancel me, frankly. Ouch. This hurts. It's like this is squeezing the top of my head so tight. It hurts. But that's okay. We will soldier on. I'm not gonna cry about it. Why not have subs draw old panels and review them? Says Flicks by Cody. Why not have subs draw old panels and review them? Oh, so what if I did this? What if I did a video where I said, see this panel I drew here? This sucks. You guys all redraw it and make it better, and then I'll review them and put everybody else to work as a criticism video, art criticism video. Then I don't have to do any drawing. I'm just pointing out other people's drawings and showing what I like and what I don't like. I mean, that's a good idea. Thank you for that. That's a really neat idea. That'd be different than anything else. Like, it'd be like, my drawings suck, fix them. Like, that would be the name of the video series. My drawings suck, fix them, number 1. And here's what it is. And then people draw it and fix it. Finbar Hooley says, for me, Stephen Walton is as bad as Kelly Sue DeConnick. I will vote with my wallet and never buy his books or support him so long as I draw a breath. Wow. Nathaniel Larson for $10 says, your beef is in the hamburger format. Also, I'll back Cyberfrog now. At least you are a sunbeam, popcorn popping on the apricot tree. We got a Mormon here. And Snyder likes to be a beta. All right, Nathaniel Larson. Thank you. Popcorn popping on the apricot tree. That's a Mormon reference. When we were kids, they put you in a church, Sunday school. You're in the primary. And, I think the first level of primary, the youngest kids are called sunbeams. And there's a song that, there are a bunch of songs that, the kids all learn. And one of them is about popcorn popping on the apricot tree. None of them are, most of the songs aren't religious. They're just, fun little songs that Mormons wrote. Peppermint Oil Capsule says the beef was brief. The Quiet Man says, I ship EVS and PyVS, I call it. Let me see. Are you, okay. No, I read that. EVS, you're a stand-up guy and these clowns will fail, says Connor Williams. Well, I mean, we'll see, maybe they'll succeed, but them succeeding doesn't mean that I won't also succeed. That is the point of what I'm saying. Like, Andrea and I already gamed this whole thing out. Like, what is the worst that can happen and how will we respond? It's like, you have to do that. You have to make a plan. That makes, I hated primary. We got some Mormons in here. Did you get your CTR ring? Choose the right. I thought they meant politically. I got my CTR ring. It was awesome. All right. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So no matter what, they could succeed and get this channel taken down, but it doesn't mean we'll fail. We'll just adapt and find a new way. And again, life is about, as Rocky said, it's not about how hard you can get hit. It's about how many times you can keep getting up, keep pushing forward. Right. So no matter what, we get up, we find a new solution, and that new solution traditionally has always been better than what I had before. I talk about this all the time. Like, I've been through so many things that were horrible, and I thought they were the end of the world. Loss, it's like divorce. Divorced my first wife. And you don't realize how bad a relationship is until like you're out of it and in a good one. So it's like, oh my God, I'm divorced. Oh, this is terrible. Life is never going to be the same again. And then no, I've known Andrea since I was 18 years old. But it's like I start dating Andrea and realize she's been the one all along. And life is a million trillion times better. Life was horrible before, and life is great now. So it's like, when you think you are down, oh my God, it's a really sad one. Andrew and I were trying to make a baby, and we lost one. We lost a baby, and I've heard people talk about losing, a baby before, and I didn't know how awful that was. I didn't know how horrifying it is. There's nothing more horrifying that you will never know what that's like until you go through it. I mean, it is as real as death, oh my God, horrible. But then Ava comes, you know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so we went through that horribleness, but now look where we are because we kept trying and we got Ava. So wonderful. I got no longer working at DC. How awful. But I was barely making ends meet working at DC Comics. And I was unhappy and on a road to nowhere at DC Comics. And I got pushed out of there. And it wasn't something I would have chosen to do. But because it happened, you get shoved into something better. And that's God. That's the existence of God, in my opinion. God looking out for us. I'm sure that you guys have stories like that too in your own personal life. But it's like you pray and you just say, I'm meant to go through this. I'm meant to learn a lesson. I'm meant to take a beating and be humbled. And I know there's going to be something better on the other side of this, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. And it's always the case. It is, no, you guys have never been through. Yeah. Okay. It's, oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm looking in the chat. Yeah, people are talking about how they've lost babies too. It is dreadful. It is absolutely dreadful. I will never speak about it as long as I live, except to say that it happened. But the horrendous details of it are seared into my mind and make me love my wife. Like I can't even describe. It was just yeah. So, but yeah, I'm, again, relate to all you guys who were talking about that. Yeah. Oh, this is true. All right. I mean, it's like, oh, Mormon. Oh, great. Yeah. Nice. As a Mormon myself message. Look, I was raised Mormon. I'm not a Mormon now. Okay. That's why I curse and I drink. But I love Mormons. And I think Mormons are decent people. I've always felt that way. Just as a whole. Not all of them, but most of them are decent people. All right. Let me see here. Comic Book One says, use this super chat for your legal fund. Again, it's like I'm not getting involved in a lawsuit. Passions are inflamed, when you're being attacked by SJWs, and you just kind of go, oh, I'm going to sue you to shut you up. And I even did that once. I even went, these people are constantly defaming me. Can I sue them? And everybody wants to do that. But lawsuits are terrible. They take a long time and they're hard. So it's like you have to be able to prove damages. You can't necessarily prove damages because you were people lied about you. They're calling me alt-right. By the way, we all react about that. It's like, what is alt-right anyway? What does that mean? That is, does that just mean Nazi now? Is that a nice way to say Nazi? I just, I don't know. They say you're alt-right. Whatever, fuck. If what I am, whatever I am, I talk about how I feel, my politics all the time. Feel free to call me names, I guess. I don't know. Why do we all react to labels like that? I guess because in some ways labels are important. They allow us to a shorthand. Hey, that's a crocodile over there. I know what a crocodile is. I better stay away from it. Yeah, I don't know. Alt-right is just weird because it popped up in the last 5 years and it didn't mean anything before. And now it means the worst thing that you could be politically. Extreme right wing, blah blah blah. I don't even think I know any alt-righters. I know I don't know any. None in my inner circle. You know, everybody kind of just is either a low-key Democrat or they're just like, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter, you know, that kind of a thing. If you're a Trump supporter, does that make you all right automatically? Synth Track says Kylo Ren is the only new character I liked in the new Star Wars. Does that make me soy? Eric McIntyre says there are 3 moments that made me respect you. 1, Donnie Cates. Number 2, Daddy can't rape us all. It's always something, guys. It's always something. And number 3, never backing down from the cancel culture, crybabies. Yeah, it doesn't pay. Dollified says Young Ripper said never apologize, saving you from the endless scrolling up. All right, thank you. Yeah, never apologize, of course. Puggernaut says Raylos blame the people who hated The Last Jedi for the rise of Skywalker, walking back Rian Johnson's mess and not giving them their payout on the final movie. Yeah, they wanted to see, you know, that relationship come together. Doc Bear says EVS. Oh, I read that one. Let's see. Never apologize, my friend. Andrew, a bigger grocery bill. Yeah, I ship rainbow frogs, says the Sultan of Zanzibar. Cranberry Langers says Pikachu-ness, you're welcome. Echo Base Network says missed super chat. I read it. I read your super chat, Echo Base. Carson Depp says put Snowman on Kickstarter. Hype it as native. Oh, I read that one too. Hype it as Native American superhero takes revenge on white supremacists. That might get us past the gatekeepers. Adam Thumb says, of course, the Pie Man would like picnics the most. Picnics. Tom Tuttle says, been proud to call you Caesar since Donnie Cates night, pal. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess people like the Donnie Cates thing, how that turned out. That was weird. Like, when it was happening, I was like, what is happening right now? And then, like, in a moment, I you know, looking back on that, it's like, I was like, I got to get him off the air because he's going to embarrass himself. And I was more concerned for Donnie Cates' well-being than Donnie Cates has ever been about mine. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, Donnie, we'll talk. Don't do this to yourself. And he made it clear, and you know, that like he was not going to go away. He was going to embarrass himself. And I said a little prayer to myself. Like, I said a little prayer. I was like, please give me the right words to deal with this. Because sometimes they're not there. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're looking for especially with me, I can't even remember people's names most of the time. You know, I'm like Alzheimer's or something. But in that moment, like, you know, when he was here on the channel and I had an opportunity to speak to Donnie Cates on behalf of not myself, even though I think towards the end I brought myself into it either. I said, you think I'm ever going to forgive these people? What would you do if they called you a Nazi? Would you ever let that die without an apology? I never will. I'll never forget that or forgive that as long as I live. That's why I do this, and that's why I don't give a shit about what they're saying now. Once you've been called a Nazi, who cares about anything else? Was anything going to top that? There's nothing that they can say about me that's going to top that. It's bullshit. They've been lying about me for 3 years now. But I said a little prayer, and I just said, please give me the right words to say to this guy. And they came, and I was pretty in this moment. I just remember just feeling like centered and being like, okay, here's where we go. We're going to take a swing at this as hard as we can and let this guy know. And we hit him so hard on that live stream that Marvel Comics called Donnie Cates and said, don't you ever fucking do that again. Don't you ever do that again. And that was huge. That was great. It was perfect. You know, it was just perfect. And what else can you do? Yeah. Anyway, let me get back to these super chats here. Please start uploading streams to Odyssey, says Angry Benling. They're all there. I'm pretty sure they're all there right now. So, you know, feel free, like, join my Odyssey. I think everything is uploaded now. So if you want to go back just for fun, you can watch some old videos there. Please make more videos eating tomahawk steaks with your bare hands. They are inspiring. F the Raylo, says Mike D. When do tomahawk steaks come back into season? Because they are seasonal at the butcher. Like, they're like, no, we don't get those in until, I think it was like October. Like, it's like it's almost like a fall, like leading into Thanksgiving type of thing. I'll go ask though. Those were absolutely delicious, and we just got the grill ready today. Jimith says people like EVS, Young Ripa, Geeks and Gamers, etc., are showing you how to defeat the left's SJWs and cancel culture. This is the way to win the war. Keep fighting. Fragaboom's here. He says, I got 0 warning. Channel nuked. Well, I feel like this whole thing has been a warning. I know you didn't get a warning. You know, you just woke up and your channel was gone. I still don't understand what happened to you. Was it a copyright thing? I mean, like, what happened to you? Weird. But I mean, I'm getting a warning. I'm fully warned. If my channel disappears now, it's coming. You know, it is what it is. And then we just go over to Odyssey. So, you know, don't forget, you know, if you're watching now and you're somebody who wants to continue watching me, go over to my Odyssey, go over to odyssey.com and then look for Comic Artist Pro Secrets. But the Secrets is connected now. It's all one word. They don't let you have spaces in your name over there for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. But go over there and subscribe, and that's where I will be. And in fact, now that I have that platform, I'm going to use it whether or not I get canceled here. You know, I'm just going to use it. It's cool. And I'm noticing it's fun to use. There's some kind of cryptocurrency payment that looks like fun. So, you know, I'll probably make exclusive content for Odyssey in a limited way, you know, as well. You know, go over there. All right, let me see. Lando Brom says, only an out of context clip is around, but can't see the whole video. Isn't that convenient? Yeah, well, it's not convenient for me or them. You know what I mean? Because they're out there complaining right now that they're like, see, he monetized his hate and then deleted the video. That's how these alt-right Star Wars critics, that's where we are right now. Star Wars critics are social enemies. They need to be stamped out. You cannot criticize Star Wars movies. God help you if you do. So they're upset. They think I did it. Obviously, YouTube told them. Team YouTube said, we agreed with you and we deleted that video. But see, the problem is that neither of us are satisfied with that solution, which is probably why I agree with it and think it's fair. I disagree. Like, I don't want it because I would like all my videos to be up, and that video is good for a lot of other reasons. That video has me saying a lot of things that people liked, and it had like 42,000 views on it before they cut it, which is a lot for a live stream. You have a live stream with 42,000 views on it. That's a hit video. I'm not making any money off of it because I think I had a copyright claim. You know, I put a Flint Flossie in there. That means all the money from that video was going to Flint Flossie, and he's not getting any anymore. But anyway, yeah, so, you know, it doesn't satisfy me. It doesn't satisfy them because it wasn't enough. Like, they wanted my entire channel to go because of that clip. And instead, they took the video down and gave me a warning. And that just isn't good enough. Channel has to come down. And that is their fondest wish. But again, I'm telling you here and now that I care. The amount that I care about that happening to me is like a 5 out of 10. It's a 5 out of 10. If it happens, I won't be happy. I'll be sad, but I'll just keep moving forward. That's all it is. Anyway, yeah, so they're sad. They're like, now he took his... I didn't take it down. You ladies asked for it to come down. You did that. You wanted it to come down, and it's down. You got exactly what you want. Well, exactly what you professed to want. Exactly what you were entitled to by complaining. You know, any further damage done to me and my channel has to be decided by YouTube. And as I told you guys yesterday, I said I looked at the community guidelines and I follow them. So if YouTube does take my channel down, they're being unfair. That is just a fact. If YouTube does take my channel down, they're being unfair because I do follow the community guidelines. There's no reason to do it. They would just be siding with political activists. They would be siding with the mob. So if they want to do that, they're allowed. It's their platform. They can do whatever they want. But it doesn't match up with the rules for the platform, which I abide by to a T. And people tell me all the time, they go, oh, you're very naive for thinking that abiding by the rules it means that you're going to get to keep your YouTube channel. I mean, what can I do? They made the rules. I said I'd follow them. You know, they pay me to have this channel and to put advertising on it. I have followed the rules. If they choose to take me down, I don't own YouTube. They can do whatever they want. I'm not a crybaby too much. Not anymore. I'm not. Let me read more super chats. Ethan, you pay for StreamYard. All your streams save for 90 days. Okay, so you just go to your dashboard. You can download them. So I have them. I can put them on Odyssey. Says Charlie's London. Last King of Scotland says, just watch Zack Snyder's Justice League. It was amazing. Great film. Oh, cool. Glad you enjoyed it. Gravity Cat, thanks for $1. People are all telling me. Dark Gift says you can download it from Streamlabs. DJ Sick. I always say that. It's DJ Sick Rick, but there are 2 big Q's in it. EVS equals real victim. If everyone Venmos him $1, he'll write your name now. Throw him a bone. Yeah, throw me a bone. And if you give me more than $1, I don't know, like maybe I'll remember your name or something like that. That's what that's a quote from a video by Bam Margera. It's very sad. Shola Anna Fade says, you and Ripa speak the truth. # never again. Scratchpad says they don't realize the only consequence of shutting us up would be that they won't know why they keep failing. Let me see. Did I read a couple here? Read a couple here. How dare you be happy? This is probably why they attacked you all the time. They need people to be hateful, says John Cream. Anchorfist says, I did a quick sketch and tagged you in it on Twitter. Check it out. Well, I will. I will check it out, but I'm reading super chats right now. Thank you, Anchorfist. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, download the stream from StreamYards and repost it to Odyssey as an exclusive. All right, we got some Lord Fadalwad. Let's see. Oh, thank you, EVS. Walton sounds bitter because you never acknowledge him, no matter how much you shout your name like your brothers in arms. Yeah, I just didn't want to. I don't know. I can't just. Part of the thing that he's saying there is that Jeremy did give him some, pat on the back. It's fine. I don't always trust people. Go figure. Logic on Life Support said, I found a small. Oh, I read that one. Corporate Nations read that one. How about a video series of critiquing art the fans sent you? You can do some quick corrections with some good trash talk to boot, says Fillmore. That doesn't sound like a good idea. I don't want to. Here's some people who drew Cyberfrog. Let me tell you why it sucks. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Jay Siebert says, thanks for doing what you do. Your Batman #1 variant for the New 52 run is still epic and one of my faves. Cheers from Canada. Oh, thanks, Jay Siebert. Roger Haynes says, $2 for your empowerment, good sir. Dark Gift Comics Presents says, no, the stream that got nuked, you can go into your past broadcast. Okay, I think I got it now, Dark Gift. I can probably figure it out and put it up there. I'm pretty dumb, but I think I can do it. I think. Larry, I'll probably ask you, though. Larry Romano says, Rogue One to Echo Base. Yoko Automata says, Ethan, check out Short Fat Otaku's video on the corruption of culture. Perfectly outlines the demoralization happening in the entertainment industry. Larry Romano says, giving to charity and not making a public display of it can make you a good person. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's all in the motivation, I think. The charity benefits either way, but when it comes to like, are you a good person? Well, I mean, you do it quietly. I would give to a charity to be obnoxious. So we did that before. We gave to the men's cancer charity in England because Mike McCone wished that the comic skaters would get dick cancer. And so we ended up raising $10,000 and gave it to the what were they called again? We gave it to a men's cancer charity in London because that's where Mike McCone is from. So we thought that was particularly pointed. Orchid, that's what it's called. The yeah. And they thanked Cyberfrog. They said, who do we thank? And I said, thank Cyberfrog backers. And they did. They sent us back a little thank you. It was very nice. And of course, it was ostentatious and it was meant to be. It was meant to be a nice charitable thing, but it was meant to also be like, to the guy who said that, F you. How dare you say that? I'm the only one who gets to wish cancer on people, not you. Tweeter Trash says, hello, sir. F these divisive commies. Fandom unite. Yeah, hell yeah. Rhino says, I would trust Ichibaka or Data Racer to write novels about the Fandom Menace. They've been tireless archivists. Stephen Walton is a literal who. Yeah, by the way, Data Racer especially. Ichibaka, yes. Yes. Both of those guys would be very good. I think them working together. Those guys should be like Batman and Robin, the Team Supreme, you know. They would be really good at this. I still wouldn't read it, though, because I don't want to relive this stupid shit, you know. Deltaverse Comics says, sounds like a war campaign guy. It would make sense. Fo Chung says, wow, I said some vile shit about Snyder. Now I don't know anymore. Blue North Bear says, my concern is that Gamergate, etc., won't admit that they did wrong. Hold on a second. My concern is that GG. Who's GG? Oh, is it Geeks and Gamers? Hold on a second. When you say GG, I'm thinking it's Gamergate. My concern is that GG, etc., won't admit they did wrong, double down on it due to pride, and gatekeep truth speakers like you and Ripa out and cement a loser attitude like the GOP versus the left. It's sad. Okay, I don't know what GG is. It could be Gamergate. It could be Geeks and Gamers. I'm not sure what your intention was there. But I don't, if it's Geeks and Gamers, I don't agree. I don't think they gate kept me out of it. And I also don't think they did wrong. You know, I think they just stepped in a bear trap. Force Goes Fabio says 6-figure EVS, and don't you forget it. XOXO. Rhino says Stephen Walton is the kind of person who would let his friends walk into danger and harm because he's too much of a wimp to warn them of danger. A real friend will try to save you even if it's harsh. Yeah, like you yelled at them. Well, they're walking into quicksand. You know, they're playing with a fucking spitting cobra. Yeah, but you yelled at them. Armor God says, why is this soy boy coming at me liking EVS? I don't know. Well, that's what they do. If you use my name, they will come at you. Just enjoy it, guys. I don't know. Can you enjoy that? Just laugh. Bane1776 says, Jeremy should never agree to remove the Geeks and Gamers name from anything he works hard to promote. If they don't want to associate with Geeks and Gamers, he should have pulled out and not waste time and money on the event. Now, that I agree. I would say if I were Jeremy, my response to that situation would be, well, I'm setting up an all caps comics charity to the same foundation. And we're going to try to raise more money than you. We're going to compete against the Zack Snyder charity, and we're going to raise more money than them because we're better than them. And we're going to get all the credit for it. We're going to do a little, football dance. I'm not going to do it in private. If it's a public charity and it's all about clout, then let's make it about clout. Let's make it a contest. Swinging Cod says he is claiming you are still in charge of the Water Closet Boys. I never was. If I was, that would be pretty clear by now, don't you think? Thinkrod 40K says these other guys' entire existence revolves around their channels and can't conceive of someone having a career and not hanging on their every word. Matt Becker says, yet another ass-mad, remorseful orbiter. Alan Rees says, come on, EVS, you were emotional. And where's your skeletons hidden? Shame on you for being so skinny. Yeah, my skeleton is pretty well hidden. Let's be honest with you. Rhino says, Walton is another loser jealous of EVS's crowdfund. We've been seeing this from jealous comic creators for years. This guy has a failing Indiegogo campaign. Does he? Is it on now? I don't know what's going on. Oh, I'm reading super chats. Jane W. I'm reading super chats right now. Angry Trollbot says people live streaming on cocaine are fun to watch. I didn't say that. Maraca Gaming says he's Greta. How dare you, LMFAO? Yeah, I am the victim. I am Greta. I'm the Greta of Comicsgate. David Hervey says, why would people speak up if EVS and Jeremy already squashed things on EVS's stream? The same stream you're complaining about that even Jeremy was on. Steven, this video itself is stirring the pot. I agree, David. Thank you for $10. Trevor Nickel for $5 says the group he's talking about was campaign, like while spewing their talking points because he's going by 2018 anti-Comicsgate hearsay. What a shrieking queef. Shrieking queef. Wow. Oh, that guy was... Well, I'm Greta too. That guy's Greta? All right. I want to be Greta. Orbital 1970 Goat says, hard to watch with his head bobbing everywhere. Ainsland Ritual says, your self-proclaimed Fandom Menace historian Why does everybody on YouTube need to rant like a WWE wrestler these days? It's so pretentious. It doesn't make for good radio either, really. You know, my influences are Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern. And I like to think that I'm a combination of the two of them. Can you imagine? But I like to think I'm a combination of the two of them. You know, I listen to radio a lot. And, you know, those guys were great. So if you want to actually make something that people want to listen to, think about what they do. And by the way, you know, I talked to Andrea about this. I always talk to Andrea about everything. She's my center, my moral center. But I just, you know, she's just like, first of all, she heard what I said and she said, that was stupid and it wasn't funny. And I said, well, you know, first of all, people did laugh at the time, but of course, it isn't funny that there are consequences for some of the things that you say, especially when they're clipped out of context. But I said, look, how many stupid things did Howard Stern say? I mean, go back and listen to Howard. Like, this is part of the life that we've chosen. Like, I am talking all the time. And who knows? I mean, at some point, I could say something that could be clipped out of context, and then it's going to be run around to try to destroy me. And I expect over my long and storied career, which I hope I live long so I can do this for a long time, this is going to happen perhaps 100 more times. And the people that hate me are going to hate me even more. People who lie about me are going to lie about me even more. And the people who are mad at me are going to be super mad at me. And then, you know, everybody else is going to be okay, I think. Everybody else is going to be around. All right, hold on a second. Let me keep reading here. Steven stole his rhetorical style entirely from 90s WWF, says Peter Pumpkinhead. Which I like. I used to go to ECW when they're here in Philadelphia. I liked ECW. MI05 says, stop stating your opinion, EVS. They don't like it. Locus Mortis says, this Walton guy is utter cringe. Maraca Gaming says he wants to be your Brutus, Uncle E. Angry Trollbot says, EVS, get a cash register sound for every time someone says your name out loud. I don't want to be that kind of a YouTuber. I don't want to be the kind of YouTuber that's like, I mean, I started saying things like that early on. Like, my attitude from 2 years ago was SJWs are like farm animals. Just hitch them to a plow. You got to just, you know, put them to work because, you know, they've got all this energy and it's destructive energy and it doesn't make anything. So you actually do have to turn it into something productive by making videos about them and all of that stuff. And that's, you know, hitching a plow to SJWs, I used to say, you know. Some YouTubers picked that up and ran with it, like Umbrella Guy. Like, that was his whole thing. Umbrella Guy is like, I'm monetizing these bitches. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to do that. You know, I think I have some stuff to say, you know, like, and I don't know if I can make that entertaining. Umbrella Guy can make that like super entertaining. I love Umbrella Guy. He makes that stuff funny. But I don't know. I have a different agenda. Don't let the establishment divide and conquer. Learn, unite, and do better. Why do we fall down, Bruce? To learn to pick ourselves up. I like that quote. That was a great quote from Batman Begins. Thank you, Paul S. Donald DeLakes here for $5. He says, that dude has more passion for hating you than I have for putting A1 sauce on steak. Donald, I guess what you're trying to say is that people make fun of you and think you're a primitive for putting A1 sauce on steak, but so what? That's not the problem. The problem is that you like your steaks super well done. You can put A1 sauce on a nice medium rare filet if you want to. Nice vinegar kind of flavor you can add to it. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that you cook your steaks until they're shoe leather. And that is, we aren't cavemen anymore. No, cavemen probably ate it raw. I don't know. Who would overcook their meat? Maybe cavemen would. Maybe cavemen over the fire. You know what I mean? They'd overcook it. They'd like, oh, here's a mammoth steak. Here's a Tyrannosaurus Rex steak. Cavemen were around during dinosaurs, right? Here's it. And then they overcook it, and it's just not that good. You really want your Tyrannosaurus Rex, which probably tastes exactly like chicken. You want it, well, now I got to rethink that. You don't want to raw. You want to cook your chicken, right? Tyrannosaurus Rex would probably taste just like chicken or turkey. So you want to make sure it's cooked. Donald DeLay responds to this. He says, no, dude, I love A1 sauce. I put it on everything. I mean, you drink it out of the bottle. Yikes. A1 sauce it's not bad, but it's not that good. You know, it's just vinegar. Let's see. Salt and vinegar. Riff Magos says someone had to show justified outrage and everyone lost their shit when EVS was the one who did so. Yeah, I know. People are like, you're looking for attention. God, I'm not. I'm looking to be, sometimes I have things to say, but I'm not like, everyone look at me. That's just, I don't think that's especially when I don't have anything to sell. Peter's Fat says, why do some of these people act like bad exes? If you don't like Ethan, ignore him. But if you secretly want Ethan to love you, don't make stupid videos about him because it makes you look seriously ill. That sums it all up. You don't have to, and thank you for $10. You don't have to, you don't have to acknowledge my existence if you don't want to. Douglas Smith says he keeps using words like "your historian." It appears he's trying to divide you guys. Twitter Trash says what really sucks is that while they've had us all infighting with each other and focusing on a culture war, they were creeping into our military and government. Chibi-tron says, hey, Ethan just backed Wreck Planet and grabbed a copy of Blood Honey off eBay. They arrive in April, though. Much love, man from UK. They arrive in April. Does it take that long? April's just around the corner, though, isn't it? Today is a beautiful day. We went outside and just, Andrew was like, I woke up, by the way, I woke up this morning, I confess, and I said, I feel mentally unwell. You know, like after last night and the craziness of these people, I feel a little headachy and everything. I said, I need you to rub my temples. And I just sat there like this. And Andrea, knows how to give massages. You know, she went to school for it. So she gave me a nice rub my temples and everything. And I just felt so much better. And I just started to work. And then she went out, she went back upstairs. And I got a text from her that was just like, you got to come outside. She was still thinking like, you need to get out of the basement. Honey, you need to. And so came out of the basement, went outside, and it was gorgeous out. She's like, it's the first day of spring. She's like, just sit down and get some sunshine. And I did, and it was so much better. You just escape. People like, Zach was saying, get off of Twitter because it's really bad for your mental health. And I do agree. But I can't get off of Twitter. I have to stay there. Have to. Have to. You go, why? Why do you have to stay there? Because I'm very stubborn, and because me leaving is like a victory to these people. I mean, look at this right here. Here's SJW Spider-Man. If you think clipping and exposing the alt-right doesn't work, just ask Richard Meyer, Diversity in Comics. Oh, wait, you can't. Winky face. History lesson. He was one of the biggest names in Comicsgate. I started clipping his videos and exposing his white supremacist attitudes. He got scared and left Twitter. He started censoring himself out of fear, and now his YouTube views are down. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying right here. I am not going anywhere. I'm just not. I will have to be forced off. If you can get me thrown off of Twitter, then fair enough. And if you can, he left because yeah, I know. He left because he was annoyed by these people, but they consider that to be a victory. If you can get me thrown off of Twitter, by the way, I'm not going to say anything outrageous. I'm just not, I'm not going to tweet hateful bullshit at people. I'll tweet hateful, funny, nourishing material at people. Nothing that'll get me banned from Twitter. But if you can anyway, I'll thank you. Don't throw me into the briar patch. Please, no. Sorry, guys. I'm no longer on Twitter. I got thrown off. I wanted to be there with these mentally ill weirdos, but I can't. They got me kicked off, and oh no, that means they can't really abuse me on Twitter anymore. What am I going to do? Well, and if you want to hear from me, you're going to have to come to Odyssey, Patreon, my YouTube, if it's still there, platforms that pay me. Oh no. If you want to hear me, you have to go be a part of a platform that pays me. Will his grift never end? By keeping me on Twitter, they are holding my grift at bay, whether they know it or not. By keeping me on Twitter, you are keeping my grift in check. Why do these people hate Minds? I don't know. What is Minds? Is that like YouTube or Twitter? It's Twitter. Minds is Twitter. It's like Twitter. There are a lot of stuff. It's just a matter of what's going to last, Minds, I get paid on Minds. How do I get paid on Minds? Yeah. This is a scam to join Ethan Van Grifter's Patreon. That's right. 3 hours of EVS. We need Cecil to cut the fat. No, I got to read these super chats. I'll go when I'm done. You guys, those of you who are sick of me, you are dismissed. But I got to read these super chats. Aisland, and I don't know that I'm necessarily leaving, but I might. Ainsland Ritual says, sounds like Steven is a BBC connoisseur. Yo-Yo Bird says, hey, Uncle E, I was the guy that made a college report a while ago about you being a leader. I still stand by it, just so you know. Can't wait for Wreck Planet. Thanks, Yo-Yo Bird. How'd you do on that college report? F. Minus. Avitaz says, EVS has been exposed. LOL. Hail Cyberfrog. Soot Sprite Hive says, how did my playback settings get set to 2 when Walton talks? I don't know. Ocos8 says this guy, or Icos8 says this guy is not an SJW. He just saw his buddy get badmouthed. He's reacting like a middle school kid talking crap. Of course he's not an SJW. Would have been better to be a man adult and contact EVS directly about his mood. But I'd ignore his message if he did, so it doesn't matter. Jason Arman says, so this guy in his purple hipster glasses isn't about drama, yelling and screaming like that? Well, I think he's trying to make an entertaining video, but just stupid. Buck Rogers says, just a meager donation, EVS. Do you doing the Lord's work? Thanks. Thank you for $5, Buck Rogers. Slash and Burn Theory says, Steven is trying to be your Preston Poulter 2.0. Oh, God, no. Can't take anymore. Caps Lock 3 says, a secretive woke person is the worst type of type out there. I like that. They have no loyalty, and their cowardice is the Trojan horse that causes political bedlam. Sergey Berengard says, every EVS, I step away for 15 minutes, and coming back, I hear rah, 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 rah. What have you done? Everything. Everybody's mad at me all the time about everything. Bogey says, if I was 13, you'd be in my top 25 heroes. Maybe. Yeah, I guess I could be a hero if you're 13. But then you grow up and you stop having heroes. Ainsland Ritual says, I can be your hero, baby. Yeah, I could chase away the pain. Thank you for $2 there. David Bowser says, stop lying. We know you got that Mormon money. No, when you're Mormon, you have to give away. Oh, you mean like the church is funding me? Yeah, they're really. Can you imagine the Mormon church funding this nonsense? I got to think about that. Jay Siebert says, what a fool. He just embarrassed himself. He's just rambling on and the speed talking. It's all because you didn't want to be in his book. Liberated Spirit says, I love how SJWs always talk out their asses when it comes to facts. Josiah L says, EVS skis in his jeans like everyone else in New Jersey. Daniel Stout says, this guy calls himself a historian multiple times and has no clue about your history. Nathaniel Larson says, this guy is the teenage girl that cuts after his boyfriend breaks up with him. Adam Brill says, I always thought the historians had to be neutral in their subject of study. HBG3 says, Jeremy is a paper tiger, brand over fans. MIO5 says, trolls. Where have we heard that before? He sounds just the same as everyone else. You know, it's like you hear these talking points and you just spit them out. Like, I thought he was going to have something new to say. Rogue says, this guy has killed his book's credibility already. Matt G, thanks for a pie. Fo Chung says, this guy just wants to impress geeks and gamers. Cerrone Almighty says, don't know who this dude is, but he seems quite moist. I like the new word moist. I like that word. It's like a new slang word that, you know, I think it means like, here's what I think it means. I looked it up on Urban Dictionary and it said that it means uninformed. That's fine. But I also think it means smelly and uninformed. Like there's something, you're like smelly and gross and uninformed, moist. Or could it mean like effeminate? You know, could mean. Sarah Jacob says, keep yelling. It makes you look really stable. Emma Queria. Thank you for the kitty cat sticker. Larry Romano says, I've definitely been fighting against this guy for years, whoever he is. MI05 says, you say not to label everything SJW. This guy is close. No, he's not fighting for social justice, though. You know, he might be using social justice tactics, social justice warrior tactics, but I don't, you know. Damaramu headquarters says, where can we go to personally tell this guy to shut the fuck up? Don't do that. Logan for Liberty says, dude accused you of telling people to leave for thinking differently, then said you weren't Fandom Menace because you don't think the way he does. I think his thing was, he's got kind of an envious way of looking at why I do what I do, like what my objectives are. You know, it's like to create drama to sell books, but I don't have to do that. I sell books without drama. I sell books because my books are cool, and I just talk to you guys, and I have a pretty good pitch for Cyberfrog, and people buy Cyberfrog. Rainbow the Brute too. Anything that I do does well, and I don't have to have a fight with anyone over it. I think, in fact, that I have fights because I do well consistently throughout my career. I think most of the fights come from jealousy and envy of how awesome I am. I think they just look at how cool. Like, look at this guy sitting there surrounded by toys, wearing his goggles on his head, big gigantic lion chain. He's so cool. That guy is cool, man. I hate him because I hate him because I ain't him. I want to say they hate us because they ain't us, but that doesn't work. I hate him because I ain't him. And I think that's the source of all of the problems. But most of the people who accuse me of creating drama to sell comics are suspiciously selling a book on Indiegogo themselves. And it isn't doing so well at the moment. Most of the people. As long as I'm showering you with super chats, this is for the Micah Curtis takedown. Thanks, Larry Romano. Al Manuel 0311 says, bring Venom Face Cecil in. Zippity doo da. No. Jeff Stark says, glad I didn't buy this guy's book. He didn't even break 20K between both campaigns. Great Loner says, this Stephen Walton guy is part of what I call the fandom abortions. Virochana Asura says, is there an online form we can fill out to sign up for the EVS hate mob? What is the benefit package? Oh, like hiring a hate mob. Like, yeah, I mean, the hours are weird, though. You know, you never know when I might want to, hire a hate mob. Anchor Fist says, accuses you of creating drama and stirring up a hate mob while he's creating drama and trying to stir up a hate mob. Exactly. Peppermint Oil Capsule says, snap into a Slim Jim. That's what he sounded like. Sean Connery versus Applesauce says, the fall of Caesar. I would rather talk about the fall of Biden down the stairs of Air Force One. I still have not seen that clip. I pay no attention to what's going on in the world now. I got to turn on Fox News. Just get caught up. I was like, just after the election and all that stuff, I just went, I'm out of politics for a while. I'm feeling better about it, though. Eskimo Phono says, is this dude jumping in the EVS hate this week? Maybe. Mr. V says he does not speak for me or the Fandom Menace, not my historian. Crack Croc says, just rode 20 miles listening to this. Where's your 3 on the Peloton? What is wrong with people? They always do this. This reeks of Mike, War Campaign, Anti-Comics Aid, etc. For a guy who's fandom historian, he's repeating that history almost to a T. Yeah, I know. Oh, thanks for $50. Oh my God. I just noticed how much that was. Thank you, Crack Croc. I'll give you an answer. I don't know, but this is a self-fulfilling prophecy. They all act like this and they all go, haven't you noticed how many people act like I am? And I go, yes, I have. It doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make me feel good about the state of the world when there are so many men who behave like this towards me. Oh, it's all our fault that we're acting like drama queens. None of it's Ethan's fault, right? 0 of it is my fault. 0%. It's all you. Larry Romano says Comicsgate might work better as a list of objectives rather than a list of principles. Yeah, I mean, again, it's both things. Like, it's like, hey, treat the customers better, focus on customer service, keep divisive politics out of your comics, and then those are the principles, and those principles should be everywhere. So, that's basically what it is. They should be everywhere. We should, we should be able to go wherever we want. We should succeed. And we should succeed in a way that people see. Andrea said, do we have to keep doing crowdfunds? What you want to do Cyberfrog 3 on like Amazon or something? And I went, no, because people have to see the money. They have to. They have to see that because they have to see that it's working. If we put it on Amazon, nobody would know if it was successful or a failure. And part of what makes Comicsgate fun is people being able to watch the money, and then brag. That's part of what works. So, no, not on Amazon yet. Vault Cobalt says, anyone in the mood for Havoc, join the Havoc mailing list on Indiegogo. The book is complete, as is the optional novella. Ian Aldridge says, why are you responding to a dude with 100th of your subscribers that is obviously looking for clout? Are you trying to look like Santa Claus? I don't know. I got all these people making critical videos about me right now. And so I just thought it would be, I don't know. Here's why. I really had fun stream sniping the Geeks and Gamers video. I liked it. I had a fun night on YouTube. I thought kind of doing a stream snipe again would be fun. This one was not as fun. It was weird. Ainsland Ritual says, how do you cancel someone who was never relevant? As a historian, you'd think you'd have a better understanding of what cancel culture actually is. Zaria says, Ethan, you get a donation simply for having Aldo Nova in your opening. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it's the Snowman trailer. Red Hood 777 says, are you still doing art videos? No, well, I mean, every now and then, and I'm going to probably, here's what I do. I can't do art videos anymore as instructional videos because my drawing energy has to all go into Cyberfrog. But I could do videos where I'm drawing Cyberfrog and telling you what I'm doing. And that, to me seems extremely boring. But when I say that, there's always a certain number of people who say that's what we want you to do. And I go, well, it doesn't cost me anything to turn on my camera and film it. It's not a problem. So maybe that's the kind of art video that I can do and just work that into my schedule. It'd be pretty easy. Loretted Silver Member says, can we ever get a fat ass Jersey windbag channel emoji? I kind of like the way that rolls off the tongue. Not going to lie. Fat ass Jersey windbag. Yeah, I'll put that up. That's a pretty good idea. Riff Mago says, author Brutus Walton. Cider Hype says the Snyder cut went deep. Yeah, people like it. I'm hearing good things about it. I watched it and I just thought it was a little bit full of itself. Just the first 20 minutes of it, I went, oh, I don't like the tone of this. It feels creepy. But maybe someday I'll watch the whole thing. I don't know. Larry Romano says, I am Jack's whipped up hate mob. Jeffrey Riley says that was childish and embarrassing. The Salty Teacher says the historian chastised you for daring to chastise others. Typical hypocritical SJW behavior. Lando Brahms says, fandom. Sir, the comics are sold and shipped. Your elite millions are stored in the bank. They're writing books and want to cancel you. What do we do next? Emperor Van Skyver. Good. Execute order 3.141. Execute order pi, essentially. That's what I would do. Rick Johnson, EVS running DC Comics. Yes, please. It's like, you know how weird things are. It's like, in like 10 years, that is an alternate reality. It is possible that something like that could end up happening, because would you ever believe that things are the way they are now? You know, never would have guessed. Run and Blade says, all Stephen Walton wants is your love and a hug. So, fine. Jughead Grayson says, just because you begged, LOL. Granty's Nut says, geez, even at 1.5 speed, it took forever to get to his point. By the way, all 5 Wreck Planet covers look awesome. Our Heroes is my favorite. Yeah, it's kind of my favorite, too. I like it. H is for Heretic says, took our historian 36 minutes to say, I hate EVS. Well, by all means, take your time and draw it out, you know. Big Tex says, please add to your intro, big Gina Carano fan and elitist millionaire. I'm going to. Elitist millionaire, Ethan Van Skyver. I might add that to my Twitter profile. KR Companion says, I don't agree with Steven's opinion of you. By the way, I can't do that because people would think I was being serious. Like, you can't be sarcastic. You know what I mean? You can't, in other words, you can't say that you are something that you are not, because people do not understand that anymore. You cannot use sarcasm, and I understand that. KR Companion says, I don't agree with Steven's opinion of you, EVS, despite working on his books. I have backed you and your dream since day one. Nothing but respect here. Thank you, KR Companion. Misfit Picture Shows. Wow, $50 super chat with no chat. That's a tip. Thank you for $50. Wow. Mr. Solomon for $10 says, trouble with Patreon is that many of us won't use it. It's big tech SJW cancel culture, and we lose the extras, cards, and content. There's other choices we wish you'd use. You force a bad choice. Well, Mr. Solomon, what if I did this? What if I did a Subscribe Star account as well and just said, hey, the benefits from Patreon carry over to Subscribe Star, and just made them mirror each other? Would that be better? Would that solve the problem? Mark Walters is in the chat. He says, also, Trump lover. Put that in the chat. Trump lover. Right in the in my Twitter. I've never heard anyone say Trump lover. They used to say Bush lover all the time. You're a Bush lover, aren't you? All right, there are people here who say locals, and other things would be nice as an alternative, so they can still get the trading card. Okay, all right, yeah. Let me do that. I will do that. I promise you, I will do that. Battlebrick Road is over 77,000. Watch nightly on Twitch as I draw the book, says Eric Weathers. Dread Watch Party tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time. Just search Eric Weathers Art. Commander Ed Straker of Shadow says, oh, that explains Steve-O's raging hate boner for you. Wouldn't interview on his book. If anything, you were upset because Geeks and Gamers walked into a trap. Even Jeremy, hindsight, Hollywood involvement was a mistake. Of course. Why are you mad at me? Jeremy agrees with me at this point. I just spit on my microphone. Burning Beard says, start a platform called Moist Space. Let's see. Riff Mago says, Uncle E is like Palpatine. He's not going anywhere, even when you think you got rid of him. Emperor Billy Ritchie says, EVS, you need your own all caps website to sell your merch. And like how Joe Benitez does with Lady Mechanica. That's a good idea. I don't know how to do anything. I have no idea how to do anything. So, you know what I could do? Well, I could have somebody make me a website. Argothian Swine says, make everyone redraw Rose Tico getting unpackaged. That might be a problem. Douglas P says, why would the Phantom Menace buy a book that repeats what already happened to them? Wouldn't they already know what happened? Yeah, Jackie Myers says, that guy is not my Phantom Menace historian. Emperor J. Bomba Fan says, does your CTR ring give you powers? Yes, it's willpower. It's run by willpower. James Cassatelli says, can you go back to making videos of running over Star Wars toys in your driveway? Those were fun. I made so many of them though, and there are plenty of terrible toy reviews that you can read, that you can rewatch. We watched 2 of them yesterday. See, the whole thing is these, SJWs and these Raylos are really upset that I cut a Rose Tico action figure's head off. And they act as though that event happened in isolation, like it had anything to do with Kelly Marie Tran. What it had to do with was the singular unpopularity of Rose Tico, the action figure, which was ridiculous. There were hundreds of them everywhere unsold when everything else was sold. And at the time, I was doing Star Wars toy reviews. So I would get up at, midnight and I would go to Walmart and I would, buy whatever Star Wars toys were there. There were never any other action figures. It was just Rose Tico. So anyway, those terrible toy reviews as we went through yesterday were funny because I would handle the toys roughly, extremely roughly. I would break them. I would throw them around. I would slam them in the garbage can when I was done with them, or I would run over them with my car. Hunter and I we made one video. Hunter and I spent a long time building a Darth, what Lego was it? It wasn't Darth Maul. Was it? We did maybe it was Kylo Ren. We built a Kylo Ren Lego toy that they had, like a giant Lego action figure of Kylo Ren. And then I put it in the street and filmed Hunter coming around and running over it with his car. He went around the block and then he was doing 40 miles an hour. And I just filmed it in slow-mo as he crushed the Lego Kylo Ren. Why? Because it's funny. I don't know. It feels good to watch things being destroyed on YouTube. It just feels good to watch toys. There are entire channels of people running over shit. And it's almost like ASMR. You just watch it and you feel better. They just back their car tires over, China cups and balloons and things like that. But anyway, those toy reviews are there. So Rose Tico, cutting a Rose Tico toy up was just typical. It was just par for the course. But it really bothered people. And they thought it was symbolic. It had something to do with Kelly Marie Tran, who's a lovely person. And I have no problem with. But I do not like the Rose Tico character at all. Rose Tico sucked in that movie. So much so that we kind of ironically turned around and just went, no, we love Rose Tico now. She's so bad. She's great. Pop Culture Avenger said, for your daughter's college fund, hail EVS. Thank you for $20. Random name, thanks for $10. He says, you're a great salesman. Before you and Zach, I had no interest in comics. I've now backed 51 campaigns due to you. People like Walton just want your attention for their own benefit. Well, he got it. He got my attention. Captain Charisma says, I told this to Rippa during his Friday stream. Eric and yourself are the only individuals on YouTube who understand how to combat the SJW foe. Charlie's London says, how is the knitted Baby Yoda? Do you still have him? And would you like a Cyberfrog one? I like the challenge of trying to make them. Yeah, the knitted Baby Yoda is exactly where I put him. He's up on the Jabba the Hutt wall there. And I love the Baby Yoda. And if you could make a knitted Cyberfrog, that'd be amazing. I would love that. More than anything, I like when people send me homemade Cyberfrog stuff. That's my favorite thing to get. I always hang them up or I preserve them. I have a Cyberfrog wall over there, like a history wall of things people make for me of Cyberfrog, and I have some sculptures and drawings and things like that. People send me Cyberfrog paintings. I have in my bathroom, I have 2 Cyberfrog paintings hanging up on the wall in there. So I see them every day when I'm peeing. I think that's an honor. I think it is. I don't know how else I can honor somebody more than that. I stare at your painting every day when I pee. Bull Durham says, I'm going to take this left foot and smack you upside the right side of your face. And you know what? What? You're not going to be able to do anything about it. Really? Really? Womp. Hashtag Billy Jack. Yeah. They just cut off a live stream of the quartering as we speak. Sorry, I was watching him. I was on with him, says Jabor. Wow, they cut off the quartering. Michael Ross says the treatment of Raylos is all the evidence that you need that Hollywood doesn't care about any fans. In return for being Disney's Twitter mob, their ship didn't get paid off, and Disney used the comics to make Raylo cousins. Yeah, this old Taku DD says, how long till we get Rainbow the Brute? Christmas. It's probably going to be December that it starts shipping out. Deltaverse Comics says, got Monster MD, and it's magnificent. In demand, Indiegogo. Monster MD. EVS, one of the baseball caps coming, says Spectrum Ball. First week of April, they're supposed to be here. So that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on those and the hoodies that should be here this week. Atragon says, Snyder ripped a giant smelly fart and Jeremy made his team sit there and baste in it. EVS just wanted to know why no one opened a window. That's a great analogy there. The SSB Candidates says, Ethan, ever since the late 1990s, I have been having this idea for a story, but cannot draw. 10 years ago, told me to look for artists, but it has been hard. Any advice? This, as you say, you are expensive. Yeah, I'm not for hire. Some people, every now and then I'll get like, hey, how much to hire you to do? I can't. I'm working on my own stuff. Yeah, you need to say, if you're going to do a 22-page comic book, I would recommend you first need to save up $4,000. And for $4,000, you can get a pretty good artist. So, to draw those 22 pages. If you advertise that you're paying somebody $4,000 to draw 22 pages, artists are gonna line up. Okay, you're gonna have a pick of artists to choose from. If you're saying, I don't have any money, I'll pay you part of the profits, you're not going to find anyone. Very rarely are you going to find a good artist. So I would say do that. Use hashtag Comicsgate, when you do it, and see what happens. But yeah, when you're working with an artist, here's the other thing: pay them as they go. Do not hand them a chunk of money. Say, I will pay you every 2 pages. Give them a page rate, pay them every 2 pages. So they give you 2 pages, you pay them. They give you 2 more pages, you pay them. Never hand an artist a ton of money. Never do it. They will spend it and not want to do the artwork. Deltaverse Comics says, be real. SJWs don't want EVS exposed. Shudder. No, they probably don't. Someone somewhere will be sad that I sent this. Cheers, says Lord Ravner. Thanks for $5. Trevor Bruce says Walton is part of the fandom menace. Super Comic Fun Time says 5 minutes into Zack Snyder's Justice League, and so far it's terrible. What the fuck? I didn't think it was terrible. I just thought it was a little off-putting. I liked watching Wonder Woman's action scene. She didn't have to kill that person. That was weird. Wonder Woman doesn't kill people needlessly, but her speed and stuff was really well done. She really seemed super, quote unquote. It was just very nice. Common Sense says, this was so sad to watch. Prime example of toxic jealousy. Such an embarrassing take. Stephen, maybe it's actually you who's everything you allege others for. You should consider that option. Yeah, people always say that to me too. They go, maybe it's just you. I'm like, nah, maybe, but I am pretty introspective. Rezakai says, Uncle E, Vera Dark is streaming a game. She mentioned you shouted her out today and is appreciative. She's playing League of Maidens. LOL. I don't know what League of Maidens is. I don't play games, but yeah, I like her videos. And so again, Vera Dark on YouTube. Daniel Jackson says, I never really subbed to creators on YouTube until last year. Finding Eric July's commentary on current events. Ripa's commentary on Snydergate led me here and to others in this community. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for sending fans over here and I get some subscribers. Argentico 2003 says, cutting toy bad, abortion's good. Lefty logic. I know. It is pretty weird. I mean, they see it like they're almost reacting as though it's like a voodoo doll. It's like, this is going to do harm, or this is like, an effigy or something like that of Kelly Marie Tran. When it's more like an effigy of Rose Tico, if anything, and not even that. James Spoon says, I really think some people have trouble separating the actor from their character. Yeah, I mean, I would get it. Listen, if Kelly Marie Tran saw that, I would feel sorry, because I like Kelly Marie Tran, and it's nothing personal. Ava's coming down here. It's nothing personal. It's just Rose Tico sucks. But Kelly Marie Tran's lovely. James Spoon says, I read that one. Fat Steven Seagal the Grifter says, I'm sorry, it's Canadian money, out of Monopoly money. Oh, thanks for $5 Canadian. Very much appreciate you and all of you here. You guys are wonderful and the best. Thank you for an enormous number of super chats. And it's okay. She's allowed down here. Thank you for an enormous number of super chats. Appreciate you guys. Now I'm going to go be on the Echo Base Network show, which I recommend you go over there and check out. I hope I didn't miss them. I'll see you guys later. Love you all. Bye.